Beach Hyaks are looking to get back in the win column against the Hyak Mules tonight on KOSW's Friday Night Football.
Western Washington on a pleasant October evening in the Pacific Northwest. It's 59 degrees. And tonight from Lieutenant Jim Davis Field at North Beach High School in Ocean Shores, Washington, the North Beach Hyaks are looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. KOSW's Friday Night Football. It's the North Beach Hyaks against the Hyak Mules. I'm Jerry Knack along with Noah Knack and Madison Crooks, and we'll be calling the action for you this evening. As always, Noah, we will start with you.
As you mentioned, the Hyaks have lost 4 games in a row, and they have been blown out the last 2 weeks. At home against Ahola and on the road at Nacelle. Turnovers have been the story so far. Fumbles and interceptions have led to short fields and easy pickings for the opposition, as the past 2 games have gotten out of hand quickly. Miscues in the kicking game haven't helped either. North Beach has forced Hyak to travel the length of the field. Despite the losses, there have been some positives. Adam Wallen has emerged as a receiving threat at tight end. Parker Johnson continues to develop at quarterback, and the team has plenty of fight left in them. The Hyaks can still finish the season with a winning record, but it has to start tonight.
The North Beach Hyaks got off to a great start with a big win over Evergreen Lutheran on opening day. Since then, 2 heartbreaking losses and 2 lopsided defeats have defined the season so far. Hyak is headed in the opposite direction. After losing big to Nia Bay and Nacelle, they gave 2B Ilwaco fits and only lost by 8. In the past 2 weeks, they've come away with decisive victories over Oakville, North River, and Acosta. Noah, what else can you tell us about the Hyak Mules?
The Hyak Mules are led by junior quarterback Jaden Stoddard, who is averaging roughly 200 passing yards per game. Averaging 90 receiving yards per game. The Mules like to throw it, and they like to throw it downfield. Defensively, Preston West has recorded 3 sacks on the season, and Leeds has grabbed a team-high 3 interceptions. It's a little bit out of whack. They've allowed 25 points per game in the last 3 weeks.
Now let's bring in the 3rd member of our crew, Madison Crooks. Madison, what can you tell us about Hyak's quarterback, Jaden Stoddard?
Coming to the season, junior quarterback Jaden Stoddard has big shoes to fill. Hyak lost all-world quarterback Zachary Carlson to graduation. Last year, Carlson threw for almost 1,800 yards and 27 touchdowns. He also ran for 966 yards and 11 scores. He was Hyak's offense. The Mules also graduated their top 3 receivers. This year, Stoddard is playing a similar role as Carlson, but has been quite as productive as the Mules have featured a few other players on offense, including senior running back Mason Waldeck. But similar to Oakville, North Beach, Hyak really is 2-man show. Jaden Stoddard and junior wide receiver Parker Litz. Their Hyaks are going to have to team them and make someone else on the Mules offense beat them.
Thanks, Madison. After tonight's game, the Hyaks face Sound Christian in the 2024 homecoming game at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field at North Beach High School in Ocean Shores, right back here. And then the Hyaks will finish the season on the road at Chief Leschi in Puyallup and Charles Wright Academy in Tacoma. Let's go back to Madison. What are the conditions like on the field tonight, and what is the atmosphere like here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field?
Looks like it's going to be somewhat of a chilly night, but we've got clear skies going on, and hopefully it's just going to be cold and not rainy on us tonight. It is pink out night here at North Beach High School. I hope that people in the crowds are showing their breast cancer awareness. And then we have our stands are slowly filling up. A slow crowd. Our band is slowly trying to fill up the stands, and we're just trying to get the night started.
We always have a late arriving crowd here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field. In other Southwest 1B action tonight, Acosta is at Tahola. Evergreen Lutheran is at Quilcene. Nacelle is at Chief Leschi. Last week, Sound Christian shut out Evergreen Lutheran 66-0. Oakville North River beat Tahola 32-20. Hyak topped Acosta 50-28. And of course, Nacelle beat North Beach 78-0. In other North Beach Hyak sports action, the girls varsity volleyball team, they've been in action this week. They lost their rematch with Tahola in another 5-set marathon 6 days ago, and then defeated Chief Leschi in 4 sets on Tuesday. Then last night they lost to Forks in 3 sets on the road. So taking a look at tonight's starting lineups, kind of the usual crew for the Hyaks, right? Parker Johnson and Tyson Ross in the backfield. We'll see a lot of Alton Rocky We'll see Isaac Chi at center, Adden Wallum, Cale Eden along the front line, along with George Harmon, and then Dakota Russell and Jaden Apodaca will get a lot of run at the skill positions. As far as Wahkiakum goes, as Madison mentioned, and Noah did as well, it's a two-man show. It is their top wide receiver to go along with their quarterback, Jaden Stoddard, and receiver Parker Leitz. And if the Hyaks don't shut those two guys down, Noah, it's going to be a long night.
The Hyaks' pass defense has been sketchy, to say the least, the last couple weeks, allowing too many plays down the field, not being able to wrap up on the edges on little quick flat throws. It's, a comedy of errors when it comes to the pass defense. But, we heard from a lot of good things in practice when it comes to, tackling drills and stuff like that. So it's really nice to see that they are working and trying to improve on these kind of areas. And hopefully we see it tonight, the improvements.
So, the North Beach Hyaks cheerleaders, under the direction of Jesse Patton, they have their uniforms.
Yes, they
and
do.
They look fantastic tonight, and they've got their pink pom-poms. So Dallas Alexander, who you heard from last week at halftime, she's the captain. Belle Porter's the co-captain. Eva Free, she's a senior on the team. Ellie Patton, J.C. Woodman, Mia Jenkins, Riley Warner, Brooke Scramlin, and Haley Howe, along with Mr. Hyak. That's your cheer squad. And here come the North Beach Hyaks. They are decked out in their home black and gold uniforms, looking just like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wahkiakum on the other side of the field, they wear red helmets, red pants, white jerseys with red uniform numbers. And supposedly there's pizza that should be up here somewhere. Anyway.
I gotta look.
I know, I haven't seen a pizza. Anyway, Jordan Fry is our PA announcer tonight. He's going to get the festivities started. As Madison mentioned, it is the Pink Out game here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field at North Beach High School in Ocean Shores. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A lot of folks are doing awareness campaigns, also not only for that, but for all cancer awareness. We're going to have a special guest at halftime, somebody who has appeared on KOSW once before, but I'm going to keep that one under my microphone for right now. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. But Tyson Ross, he's back wearing jersey number 2.
This feels right.
And then we got George Harmon and Adden Wallum are the team captains. I'm Jerry Knack along with Noah Knack and Madison Crooks. Madison down on the sideline. And our man Daryl Prowse is in the house tonight trying to broadcast this game on television, cable channel 68, and also on YouTube. But we'll see what happens with that. Having some audio feed issues, so you might be able to get pictures, but you might not be able to get our audio. So the captains are headed to midfield. So number 10, Mason Waldeck. Number 55, Israel Velke. Jaden Stoddard. And they got one other captain out there. I can't see his jersey number just yet. That's Parker Leitz. So the two top offensive threats are out there as team captains. And we'll see who's going to get the ball first tonight. We are about 5.5 minutes away from kickoff here on KOSW's Friday Night Football. So since we thought we were going to be on TV tonight, we got all gussied up.
Yes, we did.
Number 10, a linebacker, Mason Waldeck.
So again, as you said, we heard a lot of things through the grapevine this week about the intensity at Hyak's practice was ramped up this week. After the last couple of weeks, they didn't tackle very crisply. We said it last week, they were not willing tacklers.
No, and when you're not willing tackles, it all comes together when it comes to bad angles, when it comes to just, not getting the right, pad level when it comes to tackling the right areas. So, being able to practice it and just, work on it throughout the week, it's huge because if you play, somewhat of a game speed of practice, you have a decent idea of what you're doing on Fridays.
So here come the starters for the Hyaks. Number 45, Elton Rocky. We see him play a lot of different roles.
5'11", 205, senior Adden Wallum.
So So Adam Wallum, he can play line, but he's been playing a lot of tight end lately, and he's emerged as a downfield receiving threat for them.
Offensive lineman, defensive lineman.
And as we talk about it, Thunder and Lightning, Tyson Ross and Malik Jackson. Malik Jackson will more than likely be the fastest player on the field tonight. Starting at center, number 55 is Isaac Chi.
Defensive lineman, offensive lineman, number 89.
Of course, George Harmon, and he was singled out by head coach Brent Wassey last week as the player of the game.
5'10", 222, offensive lineman, defensive lineman.
We had a little trouble picking one ourselves, so we let the head coach of the Hyaks do it.
Why not, right?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we saw, we'd like to see the Hyaks get back to tonight, Noah, is that aggressive, nasty defense they played in week 1.
Yeah, and I think, something that does play a lot into that is what happens in the beginning of games. And the Hyaks tend to get behind early and often in ball games, but down by 2 scores. And so, even though the first game they bounced back really nicely with the same intensity, you got to be able to do it, throughout a season. And I think now that they're working on tackling, working on that kind of thing, because tackling was really good in week 1. If you're able to establish that, not get any, yards after catch or yards after contact, I think you'll be all right tonight.
The offense has to stay on schedule, right? They can't get in tackle for loss situations and long down and distance. They have to stay on schedule, churn up yardage and get first down. So here comes the national anthem, North Beach High School Band. We have no wind tonight. Madison pointed out it's going to be chilly tonight. It's actually, it was kind of nice a little while ago. It was a little warmer than we thought it was going to be. But, when the sun goes down in Ocean Shores, it definitely gets chilly. Good evening and welcome to North Beach Sports Network's Friday Night Football special presentation of KOSW Sports, KOSW Radio, and North Beach TV. I'm Jerry Knack along with Noah Knack and Madison Crooks. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening as the North Beach Hyaks take on the Wakaika Mules live from Lieutenant Jim Davis Field at North Beach High School in Ocean Shores, Washington. On KOSW Radio 88.9 FM, live streaming audio on KOSWRadio.com, video on North Beach TV, cable channel 68, and North Beach TV's companion YouTube channel, which can be found at www.youtube.com/@NorthBeachTV. Noah, what are the keys to a Hyaks victory tonight?
Number 1 is protect the football. We cannot emphasize this enough. The Hyaks will not win if they keep turning the ball over. Number 2 is get to the quarterback. Wakaika wants to throw the ball, but Jaden started. Won't be afraid to pull it down and take off. The Hyaks have to hit him hard early and often to get him on the ground. Number 3 is keep everything in front of them. The deep passing game has been a problem this season, and the Hyaks cannot let the Mules take the top off the defense. The number 4 is play sound, fundamental football, block, tackle, catch. It sounds simple enough, but the Hyaks do not do these things. The game will go off the rails quickly.
We'll get to the next two after the opening kickoff. Wahkiakum is set to receive. Parker Johnson is going to kick off for the North Beach Hyaks. Hyaks are traveling right to left, again wearing black and gold. Wahkiakum in red and white. Johnson gets his foot into it. It is an onside kick, and it's not going to go 10 yards. It dies at the Hyaks 48-yard line. One of the better attempts, however. What were those other two keys to victory?
Number 5 is respond to adversity. The Hyaks need to keep fighting when bad things happen. The other team is going to make plays. You just can't hang your head. And then number 6 is be aggressive. The Hyaks came out of House of Fire in week 1. They need to get back to that.
The official for tonight's game, Dwayne Mathis, Jordan Ventura, Corey McCorvey, Jose Perry, and Jason Mendenhall. The Associated Student Body is handling the concession stand tonight. And here's Wahkiakum split backfield. Stoddard under center at quarterback. There's a pitch over the right side. Hyaks hem him in. Dakota Russell's there, misses the tackle, but Adam Wallum cleans it up after a gain of about 1 on the play. And that is number 8 for Wahkiakum on the carry, and that is Joseph Mertz. He's a 5'11", 140-pound freshman. He gets the first carry of the night. There's a penalty marker on the play, and there's a face mask call on the Hyaks. That'll be a 15-yard personal foul penalty.
Yeah, and something about that split back formation is that you can do a lot of different things out of it. The split back has been around for a long time.
Incidental face mask, so it's only a 5-yard penalty. So it moves it to the 42.5-yard line of the Hyaks. Just underway here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field in Ocean Shores at North Beach High School. Stoddard out of the shotgun this time. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. There's the snap, play action fake. He pulls it down. He's going to take off and run. He's got plenty of room. Hyaks in pursuit. He's headed for the end zone, and he is going to get there. He broke to the outside, went down the left sideline, and there was nobody there to make the tackle.
The Hyaks, they rushed 4. The Hyaks rushed 4 there. He had 4 players up on the line of scrimmage, man coverage down the field. And the problem is with man coverage more times than not, it's going to leave a lot of lanes for the quarterback to run if they want to. And that time, the Hyaks have had trouble with this for the majority of the season. They might break contain, but the quarterback just has a wide open lane.
6-0 is the score. 11:36 to go in the first quarter. Stoddard out of the shotgun, split backs behind him. On either side of Max Lee is looking to throw, plenty of time under pressure, scrambling, and the ball's getting knocked out of his hands, and the 2-point conversion is no good. It stays 6-0. Tyson Ross makes the play.
Although it is just a 2-point conversion, it is very nice to see the Hyaks, getting pressure on the quarterback, able to knock the ball out there. Like I said, it's only a 2-point conversion, but those 2 points can go a long way in this ball game.
And that goes as a strip sack for Tyson Ross. Hyaks have been really good most of the season denying 2-point conversions. At one point they were doing it at a greater than 50% clip.
And the thing is about, especially 8-man, 1B football is the 2-point conversion is definitely one of the biggest plays that you can run. There's not many place kickers for each team, so it's huge to get those 2 points more times than not.
And you look at the way Nacelle did it last week, it's a multiplier, right? If you're able to convert each time, it's like, every 3 touchdowns you get, it's like getting another touchdown, right? Because that's another 6 points. So for every 3 touchdowns you get, if you convert all 3 2-point conversions, you can really multiply your score in a hurry. So Dakota Russell's back deep to receive the kickoff. Gage Robinson, he's a 6'4", 175-pound junior. He's set to kick off for the Wahkiakum Mules, who lead 6-0 after a 2-play drive that went 48 yards and did not last very long. 24 seconds? So here's an onside kick, and Adam Wallum scoops it up. He's got running room down the left sideline. He's got a couple of guys to beat, and he's dragged down at the 7-yard line. First and goal for the Hyak. What a smart play by Adam Wallum.
A very heads-up play by Adam Wallum. Even though it didn't cross 10 yards, the receiving team can go and pick that ball up whenever they want to. And he just scooped it up, and he had a wide open lane down that left sideline. Did get tracked down, but that was a great play by Adam Wallum to set him up with great field position.
And they're going to mark it at the 10-yard line. Still first down and goal for North Beach, but what a smart play by Wallum. He didn't wait for it to go 10 yards.
First and goal
and he grabbed it on a bounce and took off with it. He almost housed that one. So Parker Johnson, a quarterback in the backfield with Tyson Ross. Ross actually calling the signals along with Johnson. Malik Jackson is the wingback. Tyson Ross cuts back, picks up about 5 on the play. He's down to inside the 5-yard line to about the 4. It'll be second down and goal from there.
That play is simply a bread and butter play for the Hyaks there. You're running out of that, that single A. You got, Tyson Ross and Parker Johnson in the backfield. And usually, whatever the side Parker Johnson is on, that is the side Tyson Ross is going to run towards, because Parker Johnson can be a lead blocker for him. And since, kind of watching film is kind of a little weird here when it comes to, 1B, you can run that play all you want sometimes.
And Tyson cut back that time instead of bouncing it outside. Snap direct to Tyson Ross over the left side. He's going to get in the end zone. 4-yard touchdown run from North Beach. It's a tie ball game.
Well, misdirection on that kind of thing, because Parker Johnson went towards the inside. Tyson Ross went to the outside. It was a design outside run there for Tyson Ross. And it's a nice touchdown run. And the Hyaks desperately needed it, because we know how many times they've gotten down by 2 scores.
Exactly. Every game this season. So Adam Wallum gives them the shot, gives them the extremely short field, and they punch it in 2 plays.
And the thing is about this Hyaks offense is that they like running within phone booths. They like to, create a lot of muck, and that's how they like to play the game. Not spread it out, just go ground and pound right at them.
All right, 2-point conversion. Parker Johnson out of the shotgun. Man in motion is our man Gavin Stevens. Pitch out to him on the option, and Wahkiakum reads it very well. Mason Waldeck makes the tackle. So neither team converting on their 2-point conversion attempts. 6-6 is the score. 10:47 to go here in the first quarter.
I didn't mind the idea there of trying to go in motion with Gavin Stevens, a little option play, but ultimately, the way the defense was set up for Wahkiakum, they weren't really set up for a run right up the middle. It was more of an open play than play the zone coverage, trying to cover the entire end zone. So ultimately, that's the kind of play you kind of want to attack up the middle because of what the defensive front is.
Yeah, they read the option very well there. It was assignment football by Wahkiakum. They took away Parker, then they took away the pitch man. So let's throw it down to Madison Crooks. Madison's doing a little dancing down there. And we'll see what the crowd atmosphere is like tonight.
Don't make comment of my dances, okay?
Well, we're usually off microphone when you're commenting on my dancing, so.
No, the crowd seems to be vibing with the band and the cheerleaders right now. Cheerleaders are rocking their hot pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But the crowd seems to be into it right now. They're slowly still coming in, though.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to fill up. Thanks, Madison. We'll be back with you here shortly.
There ain't nothing wrong with a little dance, okay? There ain't nothing wrong. It's a little cold down there.
Noah, look at what's happening here. 6 foot tall, 330-pound sophomore Garrison James is lined up to kick off. Yeah.
I just looked up.
And here he comes. And it's another onside kick attempt. It's a squib. It might go 10 yards. It does not. It goes 9. So 8 yards, 9 yards.
It was worth a try. It was.
And the Hyaks were set up for that. If that thing had touched the 50-yard line, they would have pounced on that in a second.
That would have been something if they converted on that.
The kicking game, as we've noted all season long in 8-man football in the Southwest 1B district, is huge. It's with onside kicks, squibs, pooch kicks. Nobody kicks it away.
No.
So here's Stoddard in the backfield out of the shotgun. 2 backs in the backfield with him, flanking him on each side. He takes the snap, drops the throw, plenty of time, throws the ball deep down the right side, and it is caught. And that is Gage Robinson, and he's going to score. 1 play, 49-yard drive by Wahkiakum. We talked about it in the opening. They like to throw it. They like to throw it deep, and they hit on it there.
Gage Robinson, he's also a 6'4" receiver. He is a big target that can get down the field in a hurry. He is their second leading receiver. So they're mainly looking for 2 guys there. You're looking for leads, and you're looking for Robinson at the wide receiver group. And you just got to be able to, as we mentioned earlier, don't let them get behind you. That time they did a little corner route to near that pylon, and he was able to smoke Dakota Russell.
Yeah, he did outrun him on the corner route. So out of the shotgun, Stoddard. He's got two receivers to the right, one to the left, one back in the backfield. Handoff up the middle, and that's going to go nowhere. The Hyaks saw that one coming, and that's Preston West, and he's stuffed. So 2-point conversion, that's when the Hyaks defense appears to be showing up. It is 12-6 with 10:36 to go here in the first quarter. And we'll see what the Hyaks can do to answer. The last time, Adam Wallum scooped up an onside kick and raced all the way down to the 10-yard line, setting up the Hyaks in great field position, leading to a touchdown.
Although one play was called back by a face mask, I do think when the Hyaks have played in the phone booth a couple times, they've rallied to the ball, probably the best we've seen since week 1.
I don't disagree with that. So they've got to keep Wahkiakum from taking the top off the defense, like you said in your keys to victory, right? And so far, they've done it once over the top. The other was a scramble for a touchdown. So the Hyaks, again, going back to week 1, do really well of getting guys in the backfield for tackles for loss. It's the downfield passing that has been the bugaboo all season long.
And the thing is, what I've noticed about Wahkiakum's offense is that there's a lot more traditional, formation. When talking traditional, you try to, there's a lot of different ways you can categorize that, but they like to run a lot of different formations. Split back, twin sets. They do a lot of things out of shotgun in particular.
Here comes the kickoff, and this time it's going to be a low line drive. 2 hops. That's taken by Dakota Russell, looking for a block. Gets one, breaks a couple of tackles. He's finally brought down at about the 35-yard line of the Hyaks. So Parker Leitz makes the tackle on the kickoff return, but Dakota Russell gives the Hyaks pretty good field position. First and 10 for them at their own 35-yard line with 10:26 to go here in the first quarter. Ball marked on the near hash, which is closest to us and the Hyaks bench. Again, Hyaks moving right to left, wearing their black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers style uniforms. Wahkiakum again in red helmets and pants and jersey numbers, white jerseys. Parker Johnson at quarterback. Calls out the signals. Direct snap to Tyson Ross. He's trying to get outside to the right side. Plenty of running room over there. And he's going to pick up about 5 or 6 on the play. Second down and 5 at the 40.
That time they're in the outside zone with that similar look, running behind Parker Johnson there. And you can do a lot of different things. You can throw over Tyson Ross out of it. You can have Parker Johnson take the snap and do something. It's a very interesting look that we've seen all season. And when they are trying to just run the ball down your throat, just trying to establish what they do best, that's when the offense is clicking the best.
Yeah, because you don't need 40 yards at a clip, right?
That's not how they play.
No, you need 5, 10. That one drive a couple of weeks ago was 10 and 10 and 10. Here's Elton Rocky with a handoff. He's dragging tacklers. He's close to another first down. Picks up about 4. It'll be third down and 1 at the 44.
Nothing too extravagant, just a little jet sweep with Elton Rocky, which they've ran a couple times this season. You can do that with Malik Jackson. You can do that with Dakota Russell. They have a lot of versatility with how they use, the wide receivers.
And they give him the first down, 5-yard gain, the nose of the ball right on the chalk of the 45-yard line. Here comes our man Gavin Stevens, senior wide receiver, wears number 60, player of the week a few weeks ago. 12-6 is the score. Yeah, we do. 9:10 to go here in the first quarter. Adam Wallum lining up at tight end this time. Single wing to the left. One wide receiver split to the right. Parker Johnson takes a direct snap. Up the middle, he gets about 8 up the middle on first down. Quarterback run all the way.
I really like what the Hyaks are doing early on. They're using a lot of motion to distract the defense a little bit, but a lot of these plays are straightforward when they're running the ball on first down. It's just they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. You're doing, the Tyson Ross runs to Parker Johnson as a lead blocker. You've got, Parker, we've seen a lot of direct snaps to Parker Johnson in the last couple weeks, just runs up the middle. This is a very versatile offense. It can be predictable at times, but sometimes you just got to be better than your opponent.
But they have several guys who can carry the ball.
Yes, they do.
And they all do things a little differently. So out of the shotgun, man in motion is Malik Jackson. Jet sweep. Jackson has it over the left side, looking for a block. He's not going to get one. He's going to lose about 3 on the play at midfield.
Well, we've noticed about when Malik Jackson enters the ballgame in the last couple weeks, even though the defense knows what's going to happen. They know Malik Jackson's the fastest player on the field. Whether you watch film on him or not, usually when a guy like him comes off the bench in that situation, they're going to try to get him the ball, especially when he's lined up at the wide receiver position. So the last few weeks that they try to get him out on the edge, it has not worked.
3rd and 5 at midfield. Joseph Mertz made the tackle on the last play. So Johnson out of the shotgun. Daring the Hyaks to throw the ball. This time it's an inside handoff to Rocky. He's got the first down and more. He's down to the 40-yard line at Wahkiakum before he's banged down by Parker Leaks.
When they do the jet sweeps, where they're not necessarily trying to bounce it outside, when you're trying to look for a block with the tackle trying to go out wide, they definitely gets a lot better results because you're not looking for the big play. You're looking to get, 5, 10 at a clip. You're trying to take, 20, 30 out of the defense.
And Wahkiakum's not a particularly big team, right? They're a lot like Nacelle. They're smaller, they're quicker. You have to negate their speed by running right at them.
Exactly.
So Johnson out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. It's Gavin Stevens in motion across the formation. Johnson, quarterback run up the middle. Got a couple of blockers. Drags tacklers. He's all the way down to the 33-yard line. Call it a gain of 7.
One of the biggest things with the Hyaks offense is, last couple weeks, we haven't really mentioned this, but getting efficient first and second down yardage. Trying to make third downs a lot more manageable is big in any version of football. You'll ask any coach. Getting first down plays is huge, and getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards is big.
Yeah, like we were talking about in the open, you got to stay ahead of the change. You got to stay on schedule. You can't get in those 3rd and 4th and long situations. So here's Johnson out of the shotgun, tight formation. He's going to give it to Tyson Ross over the left side. He's got running room. He's dragging tacklers. There's a penalty marker on the play, though, so we'll see what that is. Gets down to the 25, and that'll be a first down if it stands, but we'll see what the call is. And a confab with the officiating crew here, having a conversation, see if they pick it up. That was a nice, nifty run, a little misdirection counter play with Tyson Ross.
Yeah, they use the spin concept where usually
holding on the Hyaks, so that'll wipe that play out.
Spin concept essentially is usually when Parker Johnson takes the snap, he'll do a little spin, whether it's he fakes the handoff or he takes it himself or gives the handoff. That time his little misdirection gave it behind him to Tyson Ross and got good yardage, although it did come back.
So it's a spot of the foul penalty, so not so much damage. So it'll bring them about a 2nd and 9 here.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. Could be raining.
Hoping you didn't go with that reference, young Frankenstein.
It is spooky season. All right, here come the Hyaks. 2 wide receivers to the right. That's Elton Rocky and Jaden Apodaca. Parker Johnson out of the shotgun. Single setback. He drops the throw. Swing pass to Tyson Ross. Makes the catch. And he's brought down after a gain of about 3 on the play.
That time the Hyaks went with a twin set to the right. Usually when they go with twin sets, they're going to look to throw the football. That time they did. Then we don't really see many swing passes out of that kind of look. They just went out to Tyson Ross there, and he got some decent yardage to make it a manageable 3rd down. Now, you can kind of, knowing the Hyaks offense and knowing, the type of things that they like to do, they can do a lot of things here.
Yeah. They don't have to be predictable. They don't have to drop back and throw the ball here.
No.
They can run it. They don't have to get all of it here. So Johnson spins, looking to throw, gets it to Tyson Ross. He's trying to get the edge. He kind of slowed down a little bit there. Maybe only picks up about a yard. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to bring up a 4th down. He gets about a half a yard on that play. I don't know why he slowed down on that one.
Maybe he kind of overthought it there, just trying to make a move on the defender perhaps. I'm not entirely sure, but ultimately it brings up a 4th down. And you're at a spot in the field, especially in 1B, where going for it is a valid option.
Absolutely. Even though Tyson Ross has proven to be an effective pooch punter,
I don't know if you do it in this situation.
No, I think, going for it here is a viable option. The entire field, of course, is 4-down territory, especially in 8-man football. Johnson out of the shotgun spins, breaks a tackle. He's going to try to get the first down by himself. He's not going to get there. He's going to be a couple yards short, maybe a gain of 5. So that is a turnover on downs, and now it is imperative for the Hyaks to respond and get a stop here.
Again, I do not hate the play call in particular. A little spin concept. That time, as I mentioned, you fake it to Tyson Ross. and Parker Johnson was able to scramble up the middle for a little bit. Couldn't necessarily get the first down, but I'm not mad at the play call. It's a little bit different than what they've been doing, and as I said, it's kind of, with the Hyak's offense, you can kind of do a lot of things there.
Well, the way Wakayakum has been crowding the line of scrimmage, I'd like to see the Hyaks try to take the top off that defense. So under center, Stoddard, 2 backs in the backfield. There's a pitch over the left side, and that is Gage Robinson. He's got some running room over the left side. He's down the left sideline. He's got Dakota Russell to beat, and Russell bumps him out of bounds all the way inside the 25-yard line of the Hyaks.
The Hyaks are trying to crowd. The last few times when they've been able to bounce it out, whether it's the quarterback or the running back, they've been able to bounce it out on the edge because the Hyaks are trying to contain the line of scrimmage. They're trying to not anything beat them up the middle, which has been kind of a problem the last couple weeks for them. So it's definitely an emphasis from the Hyaks to not be able to beat them in between the tackles, but you got to contain out on the edge.
About a 38-yard gain there down to the Hyaks' 19-yard line. So out of the shotgun this time, 4 wide receivers, 3 split to the right, 1 to the left. Stoddard out of the gun. Hyaks with 3 up front with a spy. There's the pass. It's complete. Elton Rocky there to make the tackle, and he's fighting with the receiver, Preston West. West picks up a couple on the play, but not a whole lot.
Preston West, $185, he's a bigger kid, but, that's a great play by Elton Rocky to drag him down for a minimal gain. That was a big tackle right there.
Thought we were at the rodeo there. So 12-6 is the score. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Wakayakum on the move again. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 after a 1-yard gain. So 4 wide receivers, spread set this time, and Stoddard back to throw, looking. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, and it is caught. And that looks like, I didn't see who caught that one. He was wide open in the left corner of the end zone. That was Joseph Mertz.
There's a cover 2 look there from the Hyaks there. And, the flat defender did his job, but the person that was supposed to play, that deep half, in the back quarter of the end zone, he went with the flat defender. So that left the corner of the end zone wide open for an open touchdown.
So we talked about Stoddard early, and he's got 2 very impressive touchdown throws, and the 2-point conversion is sniffed out by Elton Rocky. Penalty marker on the play. Adden Wallum's on the ground. A couple of Wakayakum mules were nearby. We'll see what the call is here. But it looks like the Hyaks stuffed another 2-point conversion attempt. It's 18-6 right now. We'll see what the call is. Wakayakum's offense is staying out there, so this might be against the Hyaks. They might get another shot at this one. We'll see. You never know. Especially since we were following the ball and we didn't see what happened. This happened away from the play. So we've got a holding call against Wakayakum, and that penalty is declined, and the 2-point conversion attempt is no good. So that was Preston West who tried to run that one in over the right side, and Elton Rocky and Preston West getting acquainted here in the first quarter.
Elton Rocky has definitely been very impressive so far. He's making a lot of big tackles in the open field, and
running the ball well up the middle too.
Yes, and the defensive backs. Definitely, everyone, I think, bad angles last few weeks, just trying to be able to tackle better. But seeing the DBs do it has been very impressive. And usually, defensively, the DBs is the position where, they don't tackle particularly well. So seeing it, happen is good.
You're listening to and watching Hyaks football on the North Beach Sports Network. KOSW Radio, North Beach TV. I'm Jerry Knack along with Noah Knack and Madison Crooks. 18-6 is the score. 3:31 to go here in the first quarter. Daryl Prouse back in action as the executive producer on the TV side. Good to have Daryl back. We had Ricky B in the press box with us for a few minutes, checking out the action, listening to us call the game. Plus, we'll have a special guest at halftime, somebody I can't believe showed up at the game tonight. We'll get into that. Madison Crooks is going to talk to a player's family sometime tonight. We know who it is, but we'll surprise you. Here's the kickoff. Dakota Russell has a little trouble handling it at the 25. He's got some running room over the left side, and he's hauled down at about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line of the Hyaks by Preston West.
We know how explosive Dakota Russell is on kick returns, and he is very, at times, he can be very close to breaking it open, and he's just an electric playmaker, offense, defense, and special teams that we've seen the last couple of years out of him.
Tell you what, Daryl just gave me a look at a little behind the scenes, what would be inside a broadcast truck otherwise, and he's got quite the live switcher over here. He's got instant replay happening and everything. So Larry Moore is in the press box right now, the legend. The recently retired Larry Moore, they named the gym after him. All right, Hyaks. Parker Johnson at quarterback out of the gun. Direct snap to him. He breaks a tackle, but he's only going to pick up about a yard or so. Be second down and 9. Maybe they call it no gain.
Running that a lot on first down, and fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. I don't remember how the phrase goes, so I'm going to leave it right there. Anyway,
shame on you. Ethan Hurley, 250-pound defensive lineman in the middle of the action on that one. So here come the Hyaks. Isaac Chi at center. Parker Johnson out of the gun this time. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We'll see if he drops back and throws here. Obvious passing formation. Dakota Russell in motion. Johnson drops the throw. Gets it out to Dakota Russell. He's only going to pick up a yard or 2. He's hit immediately by Parker Leitz after making the catch.
It was kind of a dangerous throw from Parker Johnson. Just kind of floated it out there. Dakota Russell on the out route. If that ball hung in there for a teeny bit longer, that could have been deflected or intercepted.
So it's going to be 3rd and 8 at the Hyaks 45-yard line. They got to get to about the 47-yard line of Wahkiakum. This is definitely a different game than we saw down in Cathlamet a year ago, when Wahkiakum, they did throw the ball all over the yard, but the Hyaks offense wasn't able to get much going in that game. Gavin Stevens split wide left. Parker Johnson's got Dakota Russell in the backfield with him. Johnson fumbles the snap and just falls on it at the 41-yard line. Call it 4th and long.
We've seen it a couple times this season where Parker Johnson kind of, leaves before the snap gets there, and sometimes usually it doesn't, harm the team in any way, but that time the ball kind of got away from them there and just had to drop on it.
Yeah, rather than try to pick it up and create a disastrous situation.
And usually when he backs away from the play early, it's usually a rollout, so they're trying to get Parker Johnson out on the move most likely.
So call it 4th down and 12 at their own 40-yard line. Johnson out of the shotgun. Man in motion to Malik Jackson. And it looks like they might get a free 5. It looks like Wahkiakum jumped off sides here, unless the Hyaks moved first. And it's offsides on Wahkiakum. So call it a 4th down and 7. Maybe that changes the play call here.
It might, especially in this part of the field. I'm not guaranteeing that the Hyaks are going to do anything, because out of that formation that the Hyaks are in, they can punt it, they can fake it, they can do a lot of different things. So 4th and 7 at a just past the 45-yard line on their side of the field. I'm interested to see what they do.
Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Hyaks trail 18-6. They've moved the ball well, but their one touchdown came on a short field after a really nice play by Adam Wallum on an onside kick recovery and return. Parker Johnson at quarterback. Twins right. And they almost got Wahkiakum to jump again. And we got a penalty marker. I think we're going to have to delay a game on the Hyaks here. And that's what we got. So the Hyaks giveth, the Hyaks taketh away.
It was worth a try.
It was. I thought they had him jumping again. The left defensive end flinched, but he didn't jump across. And so the Hyaks end up with the delay of game here. So we're back to the ball on the 40-yard line of North Beach. They're traveling right to left, 38 seconds to go here in the first quarter. They wind the clock again. Malik Jackson trots back out onto the field. Wahkiakum crowding the line of scrimmage again. They've been daring the Hyaks to throw the football. Hyaks have been, on the other side, on defense, been playing a lot of man-to-man, but they got burned in a zone coverage the last time. Johnson out of the shotgun, and he's going to punt it. There's nobody back there for Wahkiakum, and this thing is going to bounce and take a Hyaks roll all the way down to the 14-yard line. Beautiful punt by Parker Johnson.
Best punt we've seen all year out of him. That roll, and just that's probably the most hang time we've also seen on one of the Parker Johnson punts. That was really nice.
So we talked about it in the open, Noah. You got to make Wahkiakum go the length of the field. They've had short fields all night, midfield and closer. We'll see what they can do here, see what the Hyaks defense can do. Let's throw it down to Madison. Madison, what's the mood like on the sideline?
To be honest, the boys down here are really quiet. I haven't heard much besides a little bit of cheering for whoever is running the ball or kicking it. They got a little hyped up for Parker when he got that really good punt.
So here's a deep throw. Man is wide open and he overthrows Mason Waldeck. Madison had a better chance in coverage than anyone else on that particular play.
To be honest, I really did.
So Madison's stationed at about the 41-yard line of the Mules, and there was nobody else there.
This is the second time that two defenders go to the flat and leave a wide open, wide receiver in the open field. And usually it's a cover 2 look. When the 2 times, the Hyaks have had a cover 2 look there. So you have to have a deep half out there. So the Hyaks needed, it was a fake screen look there from Wahkiakum. You have 2 underneath receivers and, kind of like a smoke, route, so it's a little underneath. And then you have wheels coming from the slots. So the goal is it's either you take the wide receiver underneath or you go over the top. That time they took over the top and it was wide open, just a little bit overthrown.
Waldeck would have been running down 115 if he would have caught that one.
Yeah, he would.
That's how wide open he was. And he'd still be running. All right. So it's 2nd down and 10 as we move to the second quarter. 18-6 is the score. Wahkiakum with the lead. Hyaks are going to be moving left to right. Again, they're wearing their black and gold home uniforms. Wahkiakum red helmets, white jerseys, red pants. There is no wind at all tonight, and it's the first time I think all season long that we've had no wind here at home. We've got no fog tonight either. I'm a little disappointed. Madison, you think you could drum up some fog? It's spooky season after all.
I was about to say there's no fog. You can definitely see our breath if you watch it on the channel tonight.
Well, we'll check in on the current weather conditions. Stoddard out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. He throws to the right. The ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage by George Herman.
He's definitely been one of the anchors on that defensive line this season, batting balls, being able to contain the edge. The only thing we've kind of had an issue with is getting him to wrap ball carriers in the backfield. But he has no issue surrounding the ball carrier.
Especially the quarterback, right? If you get your hands on the quarterback, you got to get him on the ground. You can't let him scramble around. Right now, it's the Hyaks' best chance to get off the field here in the first half. 3rd down and 10. Ball at the 14-yard line. Trips left. 1 receiver right. Stoddard takes a shotgun snap. He throws. It's caught. And his receiver breaks 1 tackle. And he's brought down by Parker Johnson at the 22-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 3.
Seemed like a drive concept there from Wahkiakum. Basically, you have, a dig over the top, like a 10-yard dig over the top. Then you have a drag underneath. It's kind of a high-low read. So usually the quarterback can go on, if the defender takes the dig, you go to the drag. If they take the drag, you go to the dig. That time, I think they were just trying to look for some yardage there on 3rd down.
4th and a long 2. It looks like Wahkiakum's going to go for it. 4 wide receivers, spread formation. And here comes Stoddard. He's got the edge, but he's not going to get the 1st down. I think he's short. Elton Rocky makes the tackle.
From my angle, it's kind of hard to see how many yards he got.
It sure looks like he is short. We'll see what they call. And they're trying to get the player out of the way. And what are they going to call here? Waiting for the referee to... He had to get close to the 25. He's nowhere near the 25. At the 23 and a half. Where are they going to mark this?
I think the yard marker was, Yeah, it's
I
about
think
the-
he's.
It was not at the 25-yard line.
Hyax football. They come up with the stop.
I think it was around the 24, but yeah, it was definitely short.
I'm surprised they didn't bring the chains in for a measurement there.
Yeah.
But Elton Rocky makes the stop on 4th down and gives the Hyax the football inside the Wahkiakum 25-yard line.
Just the tackling, that is the big difference so far from the Hyax. From the last couple of weeks has been not particularly great. There's not really a best way to describe it. But just seeing them wrap up, especially the defensive backs, it is huge.
Yeah, Elton had a little trouble the last couple of weeks tackling and getting guys on the ground. Not tonight. Tight formation for the Hyax. Johnson at quarterback. Gives the ball to Malik Jackson. He's looking for running room. Breaks back across the middle. Gets down to about the 20-yard line and get him a couple on the play.
The cutback lane Malik Jackson had on the left side was gaping. If he wasn't trying to, find a hole through those blockers there and just, found the hole on the left side, that knowing his speed, it could have been 6.
He did the right thing, though. He didn't try to string it out along the line of scrimmage. He was looking for that cutback lane. Ball's at the 20-yard line. Call it 2nd and 8, maybe 7. Parker Johnson at quarterback, got in the shotgun. Jaden Apodaca split wide right. Tyson Ross over the right side, takes a direct snap, picking his way, gets inside the 20. Gets about 3 on the play.
What's good, and I can tell with the mindset of what the Hyax are trying to do here, is get manageable 3rd downs. You don't have to, on 2nd and 8, you don't have to get 8. You can get, 4 or 5. You make it manageable, make it easy for yourself. In this part of the field, you can go for it on 4th down if you really need to.
It's about 3rd and 5 right now. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Hyax trail 18-6, trying to make this a 1-score game. Gavin Stevens in the game. He's playing right wing back here. Johnson calling the signals. Tyson Ross up the middle. He's going to be close to a 1st down, but I think he's a little bit short. They're going to mark him at the 15-yard line. Another gain of 3. So 4th and a long 1, 4th and 2. Ball right at the 15-yard line.
4th and short has been the Achilles heel for the Hyax all season. They have, converted on this down not often, especially on 4th and 1 or less. It has been troublesome for them. They got to be able to not outsmart themselves and just play their game.
Again, you got to negate Wahkiakum's speed. You got to run it right at them. You don't want to get out on the edge and let them get an angle on you. Here comes a timeout from the North Beach Hyax with 9:08 to go here in the second quarter.
You can afford to have both staff timeouts, just got to get it right.
18-6 is the score. Hyax with a chance to get back in the ball game here. Again, they've moved the ball well. They just haven't been able to punch it in. Adam Wallen with the play of the night so far. He scooped up an onside kick attempt by Wahkiakum. Raced down the field, about a 50-yard return. Got it all the way down to the 10-yard line. 2 plays later, the Hyax were in the end zone for 6. Unfortunately, Wahkiakum, 2 pass plays for touchdowns and a long run for a touchdown. And that's where 18 comes from. Neither team able to punch it in on a 2-point conversion attempt yet tonight.
And something with the way the Hyax play the game, and the Wahkiakum offense likes to spread it around, try to pass the ball. But seeing the Hyax, kill the clock with the run game, chipping away with these little gains, it definitely helps field position. It helps, clock management, and ultimately just keep it away from a high-powered offense.
They got to convert right here.
Yes, they do.
All right, Isaac Chi at center. He wears 55. Little different formation going on here for the Hyax. Johnson out of the shotgun. Direct snap to Tyson Ross. He can't handle it. He's going to get tackled in the backfield for a big loss all the way near the 30-yard line. Bobbled the snap, and that enabled Wahkiakum to rally to the ball and make the stop.
The 4th and short woes continue. And we've seen the last couple weeks, self-inflicting wounds, bad snaps, drop snaps. It's been a problem for the Hyax, and that time it was a big problem, especially last week. So you just got to be able to take care of that, maybe a better snap or whatever. But the procedure things you run in practice all the time, you just got to nail those down on big key downs like 4th down.
They lost about 13 on that play. Ball marked at the, call it the 28. 8:48 to go in the first quarter. Under center is Stoddard. There's the pitch to the outside to Preston West over the right side. He's not going to get a whole lot. Gets out over the 30-yard line. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play, maybe 3.
The 2 times that they've, ran out of, the same,
Out of the under center.
out of the under center and out of the split exit out of the under center, they've ran the ball. They haven't done it particularly much, but as I was trying to say earlier, you can do a lot of things out of that. Swing passes, play action. It's a very versatile formation.
Back to the shotgun spread off at 4 wide receivers for Jaden Stoddard. He wears number 6. Takes the shotgun snap. He throws a little pass to the right. Diving catch made by Parker Leeds, but he's going to lose yardage on the play. Not the best throw. If Leeds could have caught that on the run, he might still be running, but he had to dive to make the catch. And the ball's going to be marked back at the 30. It's going to be 3rd down and long for Wahkiakum.
And these 3rd and longs, they've proven to be huge so far, especially for the Wahkiakum offense.
So, you got 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 in the slot. You got a tight left formation. There is a jet sweep over the right side. That's Mason Waldeck. He's got running room and a 1st down out to about the 40-yard line where the Hyaks can corral him.
That tight formation, when the motion comes to that tight end spot and you give it to him on a jet sweep, not many defenses are expecting that. And it was a creative play call on 3rd down, and the 2 outside receivers threw nice blocks and just be able to slither through for the 1st.
And you're expecting Wahkiakum to throw the ball down the field there. Same formation. Waldeck is a tight end wing. Stoddard out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, looking to throw deep. He's got a man out there, and it's caught down the right sideline by Parker Leeds. Elton Rocky giving chase, and he's not going to catch him. That is a touchdown. 59 yards. For the Wahkiakum Mules with 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. They're going to take a 24-6 lead with the 2-point conversion attempt coming.
Both Hyaks in the general area, I wouldn't say zip code, but in the general area, or just kept their eyes, at the quarterback. It was knowing it's the same formation, and they ran that jet sweep out of it. You might be expecting run in that sense, but this Wahkiakum offense like to throw the ball down the field.
So, shotgun formation, 2 backs, flank, Stoddard in the backfield, 2 wide receivers, 1 left, 1 right. Fumbled the snap. Rocky in pursuit, and Stoddard's going to give up on the play and just take a knee, sliding down at about the 9.
You don't want to do too much in that sense. Just try to go down. If you don't want to force it there, you're still up by multiple scores.
And as good as runner as Stoddard is, there really was nowhere to go. There was no reversing his field. The Hyaks had him hemmed in pretty good. He had nobody to throw to.
But just the last few plays when it comes to the Hyaks pass defense, trying to get behind the Hyaks defense has been a problem, obviously. And whether it's being focused too much on the quarterback in the backfield, whether it's miscommunication, you got to figure out something. In the zone, this cover 2 that they're running out of the base defense has not been working.
And Stoddard is adept at throwing the deep ball. He has only thrown 1 that was inaccurate. He overthrew his receiver. Let's go down to Madison. Madison, what do we see down there? It looks like the team's all gathered around head coach Brent Washy.
From the sounds of it, it was Washi trying to hype up the team, saying that this is a decent team for them, that they just need to pick up their slack and they can actually beat this team. It's all a mind thing that they need to put through their head. That's pretty much what I was able to hear from them.
So, I don't think head coach Brent Washy is wrong. It's just the Hyaks got to figure out how to keep the top on their own defense here. So we've seen nothing but onside kicks tonight except for 1 pooch kick. So Gage Robinson handles the kickoff duties for Wahkiakum, and he's out there right now. And he looks like he's ready to put his foot to it. And no, it's a different kicker this time. It is high, it is short, it dies. And Dakota Russell picks it up, tries to get outside, nowhere to go. He's going to get out to about the 39, call it the 40-yard line of the Hyaks.
Still not bad field position.
No, and I'm not sure who that was who kicked off there. Looked like maybe William Adams.
That was 53, Aiden Scott on the kick.
All right, somebody I don't have on the roster.
Aiden Scott, yeah.
All right.
The unknown.
The unknown. Yeah,
That's his new name.
I thought I saw 53, and then I looked at the roster. I had a 52, William Adams. But
The unknown on the kick.
right. So, well, Hyack's been daring the Hyaks to throw the football down the field, and when they have thrown it, they've gone short with it. This time, well, Hyack's not crowding the line of scrimmage as much as they have been. Parker Johnson out of the shotgun. Tight formation. 6:54 to go in the second quarter. Hyack's trail 24-6. Malik Jackson takes the jet sweep handoff over the right side. Tries to cut back, nowhere to go. And he's dropped back at the 35. He's going to lose 5 as Parker leads to Preston West on the tackle.
It has been a while since a jet sweep to Malik Jackson trying to string it to the outside has worked.
I want to say we got to go back to Oakville, North River for that.
Right. It's been since week 2 since that's happened. And just they're not getting him particularly much creative ways. He's kind of a one-trick pony when they're trying to get him the ball the way that they are. He's a very versatile back. We knew this when he was in JV. There's other ways of getting him the football.
And again, you got to run right at Wakayakum. They are not very big.
No.
So if you can run it right at them, take advantage of your size. Here comes Alton Rocky in motion. Johnson out of the shotgun. Quarterback run over the right side, looking for a block from George Herman. Gets one down the sideline out to about the 45-yard line. Gets about 10 yards on the play. Maybe more.
I think we'll see as the game goes on if the Hyaks defense can hold up a little bit better. We're going to start to see Parker Johnson's probably take over this game a little bit more, knowing the score and knowing we've seen in past situations when they've been down, not the game the last 2 weeks, but just him trying to rally this team back from comebacks. He's really good at rallying the team, gathering them up, and just letting the ball go. He's a really good passer, so just gotta let him do his thing.
Like we said a couple of weeks ago, you just got to let Parker Johnson cook. 3rd and 4, 12-yard gain on the play by Parker. Everybody decked out in their pink for October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Tight formation to the right. Tyson Ross takes the snap. Plenty of running room. He's got a first down. Dragging tacklers all the way inside the 35-yard line of Wakayakum.
There's a flag.
Waldeck finally dragged him down, but there is a penalty marker on the play. We'll see what it is. Tyson Ross with a great run on the play, but we'll see what the penalty marker is. We got a hold on the Hyaks. It's coming back.
You still got to credit the effort of Tyson Ross there. A lot of that play was just him making that play, and he was just powering through defenders. He's the most powerful runner on the team, and usually when they get on the ball, it's in between the tackles, and he's going to shove people off of him.
This penalty hurts. Looks like it's from the line of scrimmage, and it's going to go all the way back to the 36-yard line, just outside the 35. Madison, we saw you talking to Malik Jackson. Looked like he was banged up a little bit, but he's back in the game. What can you tell us?
Last play he was in, when the tackle happened, the other player decided to knee him in not such a good area.
Got it, like the back of a Volkswagen. Understood. Parker Johnson calls the signals. Tyson Ross takes the snap over the left side. Direct snap. He's going to lose a yard on the play, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and long for North Beach.
Not the biggest fan of that play call in particular. You're trying to, well, it's one thing when you're trying to get yardage on that kind of play, but you're running a play that you've used a couple times in the last couple drives with Tyson Ross, and it's a 3rd and 14. So you got to be able to get a little bit of a bigger chunk there. It might not have to be throwing the ball, but just try to more high percentage play to get yardage, more like 5, 6, 7.
Again, you might be the analyst, but I really think the yards are up the middle here. All right. Ross with the punt, not the best in the world, hoping for a Hyaks bounce. He gets one. It goes out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. Officials closer to midfield on that one. I'd like to see them get Apodaca involved in the passing game, try to take the top off, but also all the yards have been between the tackles tonight.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple times, this season when, something is working, the Hyaks kind of go away from it. Whether it's, running the ball up the middle when they should, and they don't, or just, we've seen it, we've seen the Oakville game when they lost by 10. We've seen it, in these close games, when they have something working, they got to stick to it.
5:02 to go here in the second quarter. Hyaks trail 24-6. Wakayakum with the ball right at midfield. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Stoddard out of the shotgun. Hyaks with a 3-man line. And Stoddard rolls to his right, throws a pass. Rocky tried to jump the route. He missed it. It's caught by Preston West. He's weaving his way through traffic. And he gets past Malik Jackson, and he's going to score. It's 30-6 with 4:47 to go.
It's a clear out concept. So the slot receiver is going to run a deep out, and either it can be run with a deep out or a deep in, depending on where the other wide receivers are. But that time, there was 2 streaks going down the sideline. You have the out route is about a 15-yard out, and the goal is to clear enough space for that out route, and that time they did. Elton Rocky played decent coverage, but got a little over-aggressive there at times. You just got to go for the man and not for the ball. He went for the ball, and it led to a touchdown.
50-yard TD pass. 2-point conversion attempt coming. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Single setback is Mason Waldeck. Stoddard takes a snap, play action fake. He throws to the left, and it is caught, and 2-point conversion's good. Joseph Merce on the catch. 32-6 is the score with 4:47 to go, and this thing's gotten out of hand.
A rare sighting to see Parker Johnson on defense.
He's been playing a lot here in the first half on defense. He's actually made a few nice plays, but this thing is getting away from the Hyaks here in the first half.
And there's not really a lot of there's only been one, well, I don't know if there's been a turnover for the Hyaks, have there?
No. If you want to count,
fourth down.
Right, turnover on downs, but they haven't fumbled it away. They haven't thrown an interception yet. They have not been able to contain Wakayakum's downfield passing game. That time, not a particularly deep throw, but Preston West, after Rocky missed the interception, West had all kinds of room to run. Malik Jackson was unable to drag him down at about the 10-yard line.
And knowing how this game started, you're starting to think, okay, the Hyaks are in it. You've got, the defense, and the thing is about the defense, it's issues that can be fixed. Trying to play different coverages, trying to mix it up a little bit instead of the cover 2, where it's clearly been a lot of miscommunication on. That time it wasn't, it was just man coverage. But, just being able to just play sound fundamental football, and the Hyaks so far have had trouble doing so.
Well, the pass rush is non-existent.
No.
So Stoddard's had all kinds of time to throw the football. And here comes the mystery kicker. Kicks it over Dakota Russell's head. That's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
I've watched enough last 7 some odd years of bad Raider pass rushes to know getting a pass rush is huge.
Yeah.
Thank you, Max Crosby. Thank you.
But you look at teams like the Steelers, the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl recently, the teams that the 49ers have put together. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs in the last few years. Pass rush when it matters. Chris Jones of the Chiefs gets to the quarterback when they have to have it. And again, you mentioned a Max Crosby. Look at Cleveland Browns defensive end. Myles Garrett. They get there when it matters. So, Hyaks with the ball at their own 20-yard line. High school band is playing We Will Rock You.
It's bad I'm vibing to the Hyaks band. I'm just rocking back and forth, It's a good atmosphere.
Right? It's been a great atmosphere all season. Johnson takes a shotgun, rolls out to his right, gets it to Dakota Russell. Room to run over the right sideline. He's going to have a first down at about the 32. Extracurriculars on the sideline. Flag is thrown, and we'll see what they call.
It might have been when Parker Leeds was kind of dragging him out of bounds there, but I'm not entirely sure. Be an interesting call if that's the case.
Yep. So I did see, the tackle was made into the Hyaks bench area, so we've got a dead ball foul. Personal foul is going to be on Wakayakum, so tack on another 15 yards.
And it seemed like Leeds after he didn't mean to, be egregious about it. He gave Dakota Russell a pat in the back there. So it's one of those errors that you can't have, but at the same time, you know, he didn't mean to do it. It wasn't egregious in that way.
No, just a little aggressive there. Madison, what did you see on that tackle on the sideline?
From my point of view, all I saw was head-to-head helmet contact, as well as to the opposing team picking up Coda into our team's bench.
Okay, well, you can't exactly chuck a player into the bench.
No.
I think that's frowned upon. First and 10, Hyak's at midfield after the penalty.
Johnson and Russell.
Direct snap. Dakota Russell with it over the right side. Running room. Weaving his way. Carrying tacklers inside the 35-yard line. No penalty markers. This one's going to stand.
All the way down, and that is another
Let's see if, okay, yes. I was about to say, if Dakota Russell can't stand after that, we might have a problem.
But that's every game, isn't it, Madison?
34-yard line.
Actually, he had one game, which was last week. He did not get hurt once.
Well, I tell you what, he's playing really well tonight. And that time, he was weaving his way through tacklers and dragging a few as well, all the way to the 34-yard line. So, tough kid. Jaden Apodaca wide left. Gavin Stevens in the slot. Shotgun formation. Tyson Ross in the backfield with Parker Johnson. There's a throw out to Gavin Stevens. He makes the catch. It's going to be about an 8-yard gain as he's knocked down by 2 defenders.
Man, I like me some Gavin Stevens. I can't say it enough. He's just a gamer. He's just, you know, whenever he's out there, just gets, you know, he just makes the most of his opportunities. And that time, it was a little, you know, you have the swing route from Dakota Russell, and then a little out route from Gavin Stevens. And, you know, usually you either throw it to the out route or the running back. And that time, you know, Gavin Stevens.
Cleared out, wide open, makes a nice catch. Picks up about 7 on the play, call it. Second down for the Hyaks. Johnson spins after taking the snap, throws it out of bounds. Nobody home.
Luckily, the spin took him outside of the tackle box there, so he can throw it away cleanly without intentional grounding.
He had 3 defenders in his face as soon as he turned around. That's why a lot of times I don't like that spin play, because the quarterback turns his back to the line of scrimmage. By the time you turn around,
And I don't like it run to the short side of the field as it was.
we got a penalty marker as we're going to call intentional grounding on Parker Johnson.
I take back what I said.
You know,
You could make the argument that it was outside the tackle
the
box,
ball
but
went past the line of scrimmage. He was outside the tackle box. So I don't know. I don't know what the rule is in high school football. I know what the NFL and college rules are.
you think it'd be relatively similar.
You would, right? And head coach Brent Washy is out there halfway to the center of the field arguing his case, defending his quarterback, but I don't think he's going to win this argument. Nope.
No, and it'll be a loss of down. Well, it might be. I don't know how they rule it here. Will it be a loss of down?
Probably, and they'll mark the ball where Parker threw it. So this is going to be a loss on the play. Parker was expecting somebody to be over there, and there was nobody there.
Something I've liked on this drive as a positive is getting Dakota Russell the ball. He is a very electric playmaker. As we've said this many times, and especially we've seen the last couple of years, he just makes plays, kick returns, you know, offense, defense. He's
Yep, so it's going to be a down and about 12 or 13 here. So they got to get inside the 25-yard line. The ball is marked at about the 37-yard line of Wahkiakum.
This is one of those downs, even though you can get a couple yards and just go for it on 4th down. This is one of those cases where you kind of just have to take a chunk out of the defense here. And there's been a lot of matriculating the ball down the field, getting, you know, little gains here. They've been airing it out a little bit more, and Dakota Russell's been getting big gains. But I think you just got to go for it here on 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Jaden Apodaca is matched up on Parker Leitz on the outside. Leitz goes into a bit of a bail technique here. Johnson back to throw over the middle. It's incomplete. Too high and behind Elton Rocky. At about the 30-yard line. He had him open over the middle.
In that 4-4 defense, it was just a deep drop there. So they were just playing the sticks. And you had a wide open Elton Rocky. And being high over the middle, that is a dangerous throw, even though there was luckily no defenders behind him to pick it off.
I'd like to see Parker set his feet and take his time there. He kind of threw that one a little quick. maybe saw Rocky break open and said, oh, I got a guy.
Yeah, and it's, you know, he's a young quarterback. He'll learn from those mistakes.
Now here comes Gavin Stevens, the game changer into the game.
Oh, we need a better name than that.
I know he needs a better number than 60 at wide receiver, but we'll work on that.
Yeah, might need to go to the equipment manager for that one.
Yep. All right. Twins to the right. Man in motion's Dakota Russell, and here comes Johnson to throw. Throws down the right side, and it was intended for Dakota Russell. It's incomplete. It's going to be a turnover on downs. A couple of defenders there. Not sure what happened there.
It was just, I think it was Dakota Russell trying to go for a wheel route from behind that defense, but the throw was not the, you're trying to loft it over the top of those two defenders, and he kind of threw him a line drive, and if you floated out a little bit more, I think you could have had a chance there with Dakota Russell, but there were still two defenders in the area.
And I think that's what head coach Brent Washy is expressing to his quarterback here as far as letting the ball go. Let's go down to Madison. Madison, what's Coach Brent Washy talking to Parker about?
To be honest, can't hear him much, but after that last play, he has a lot of aggression going on with the last penalty call that we had, which we are still in the unknown of how that call was called.
So here comes Stoddard with a quick hitch, and that one's caught, but the receiver is dragged down by Tyson Ross. That's Gage Robinson making the catch.
I'll say this, when Hyak is trying to look for moves when they're trying to, try to find lanes, Hyak have tackled really well. When Hyak on ball carriers are going straight at you, the Hyaks have not done particularly well. You got to keep them in front of you, get multiple players there to wrap up on those plays.
And when Wakayakum decides they want to chuck it downfield, they have to keep everything in front of them, which they haven't been able to do tonight. 32-6 is the score, 2:48 to go in the half. There's a pitch, and there's a throw to the right side back to the quarterback. Hyaks read it really well. Gavin Stevens is all over it at the 40-yard line, so they're only going to get about 2 on the play.
Gavin Stevens, everybody. And it was a creative little play there, and we've noticed Jaden Stoddard, when he's out in the open field, when he knows he's hemmed in, he doesn't try to do all too much.
And that's how you protect the football, right? You're not struggling for extra yards. You're not making any mistakes with the ball. You're not carrying it like a loaf of bread.
Kind of reminds me of Eli Manning later in his career. Whenever he knew he was hemmed in on sacks, he just kind of went down there.
That was the end of it. All right. Under center, Stoddard this time. Split backs. Pitch over the right side. Hyaks. They're unable to contain the edge this time. And down the sideline goes Parker Leitz. He's finally bumped out of bounds. You say there was a penalty marker? Yes, at the 42-yard line of the Hyaks. So we'll see what this is.
You'd think with all this yellow on the field, it'd be harder to see these flags, but, the yellow pants don't,
So just about every time Wakayakum is under center with the split backfield, they pitch the ball to a running back on an outside sweep.
Yeah.
Hyaks were unable to contain the edge that time.
And as I said earlier, that kind of play, that formation can provide a lot of versatility, and, you can do a lot of different things out of, but,
So the penalty was from spot of the foul, but they still achieved the line to gain here. So I know. It's going to be first and 10 at about the 42-yard line of Wakayakum. 1:52 to go here in the second quarter. Ball marked on the far right hash. Wakayakum moving right to left. Shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield. Tight formation. Hyaks crowding the line of scrimmage here. Wakayakum taking their time. Stoddard takes the shotgun snap, back to throw under pressure from Adam Wallum, and it's batted down by Gavin Stevens.
I like that guy.
Stevens is on his way to becoming the first ever 2-time KOSW player of the game.
That would definitely be something different that we have to do for us.
That's the early vote, though, right? I think all 3 of us would, if we were to pick it right now, it would have to be Gavin.
I got one other option, but that's up there right now.
Nobody else has really stood out besides him because we've called him almost every single play of him. Whenever he's in, he makes the play happen.
Absolutely. So there was a receiver open there, and Stevens went up and knocked that one down. So shotgun, two receivers to the right. Stoddard throws deep down the right sideline. There's coverage out there. Dakota Russell in phase, and that one is incomplete, intended for Gage Robinson. Good coverage from Dakota Russell that time. The ball was just slightly overthrown.
Seeing that is very promising, seeing Dakota Russell stick to the outside receiver like that in the 9 ball. It's just really nice, just, you know, it's refreshing at this point, knowing how the Hyaks have been on the deep balls today.
So it is 32-6, 1:29 to go. The crowd is into it now. The band is trying to get everybody going. We get a stop for the Hyaks. 3rd down and 10 at the Wahkiakum 47-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Stoddard looking for a receiver deep over the middle. Has a guy out there. It's caught and fumbled. And it looks like Dakota. Oh, now they're going to call it incomplete.
I don't think he had control of it.
Oh, I don't agree with you. But anyway, I thought he took like 2 or 3 steps.
From what I can tell, he was kind of bobbling it a little bit there.
Is that Elton Rocky on that one?
That was Elton
Elton Rocky.
Rocky.
All right. That's option number 2 for player of the night. 4th down and 10. We'll see what Wahkiakum decides to do with a 1:20 to go here. But Elton has definitely had a better night tonight than he has in recent weeks.
And he also kind of didn't really track the ball particularly well there, but he made a good play on the wide receiver.
Absolutely. So, spread formation out of the shotgun. Jaden Stoddard drops the throw, rolls to his right, throws deep over the middle. Nice throw and sliding catch made by Parker Leitz at about the 22 with a Hyaks. It's a 1st down for Wahkiakum.
Post coming across the field there. And a lot of the Hyak defenders were coming towards that right side. It was a backside post there on the rollout. So no Hyak defenders were there, and it was a good throw on the run. Had to make a sliding grab. Good adjustment there by Leitz.
He had room to run on the right side if he wanted it, though.
Yeah, and we've seen, even though he had that big scramble earlier, he's usually looking to throw the ball. He's more of a guy. He's more of an improviser, not necessarily a guy that wants to scramble, but he can if he wants.
So we've got 3 receivers split to the left, 1 wide right. Clock running, under 40 seconds to go here in the half. Hyaks need to stop here. They get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Stoddard out of the shotgun. Hyaks show blitz. Harmon on the rush. He gets it off to his receiver. Rocky makes the tackle, but not before Waldeck gets to the 10-yard line.
Even when Elton Rocky is beating coverage, even when he allows yards, he does not allow much after the catch. And he's been very aggressive on tackling. He's been the most improved player from last week, as I've seen so far.
I agree with you on that one. 14 seconds to go. It's going to be a 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Wahkiakum takes a timeout here. So, but the Hyaks desperately need a stop here.
Yeah, they desperately need to. In 14 seconds, and with, you know, that's 2 timeouts there for Wahkiakum. You have time if you're Wahkiakum, if you want to go in the middle of the field. If I'm Wahkiakum's coach, I'm not against doing that kind of thing. But you got to take a shot. I think knowing the offense, you can take a couple shots at the end zone. But the Hyaks defense, in the past defense, has been a lot improved in comparison to the last couple drives. It's not the best, but it's a lot better.
You're listening to Hyaks football on KOSW FM, Ocean Shores, Washington. 88.9 FM and streaming at KOSWradio.com. We're simulcast on North Beach TV tonight with a video, with pictures.
Yes.
Carol Prowse, our executive producer on the television side tonight. Trey Smith is our engineer in the booth. We're Lieutenant Jim Davis Field. We got a full halftime show for you. Plenty of interviews. Stoddard out of the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. He's going to throw the fade to the back corner, and it's caught for the touchdown. Another diving catch. And Wahkiakum takes a 38-6 lead with 11 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter.
It's another example of the Hyak DB of staring in the backfield a little bit too long there. Even on zone coverage, you're supposed to keep an eye on the quarterback, but you need to get deep enough on your zone there. And that time Dakota Russell did not. A little fade route to the back pylon of the end zone. Touchdown. That is costly for the Hyaks.
So after the Hyaks were able to stop 2-point conversions on a regular basis there, We'll see if they can do it again. So, 10-yard touchdown pass for Stoddard. Stoddard throws the fade to the left side, and it's broken up by Malik Jackson. Played the ball very well in flight that time and knocked it down.
Little man coverage there that time, and it's just a little fade route. Man coverage is usually the thing you want to run, and nowadays in football, running man coverage in especially in the red zone has kind of been a foreign, not foreign, but kind of a concept that hasn't been done as much because zone coverage you're able to cover a lot more ground when it comes to being in the end zone, a lot more tighter spaces. So running zone coverage there it can work a lot times, especially nowadays when a lot of teams are trying to throw the ball. But in this case, especially with the touchdown, Dakota Russell didn't get deep enough in that little zone in the back of the end zone. That's a man coverage. If you're with fade routes, it can be a killer for fades.
So coming up here at halftime, we're going to have a special guest, and we're going to send Madison Crooks to interview some folks. So we've got all kinds of stuff where you're going to stay right here in the press box here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field. The mystery kicker is set to kick off for Wahkiakum. He wears number 53. I think his first name was Aiden.
I think we got to trademark that, though.
The mystery kicker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I came up with the best nickname for a kicker in the history of football.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
and
yes,
stuck.
I did. Italian Ice. That was a great hashtag, too. All right. So, we're going to have a special guest here coming up at halftime.
Number 12, Brody Ashley after the game for the Mules.
And we're going to have Madison in the stands for an interview. And here's the kick. It's taken by Dakota Russell at about the 15. He's looking for running room, nowhere to go, and it looks like a face mask there, but no penalty marker.
Thought there would have been one there, too.
Yep.
Takes 3 seconds left on the clock.
3 seconds to go here in the first half.
Hyack's left time for one play.
All right. 3 seconds to go. 38-6 is the score. Hyack's with the ball. 3 seconds left here in the half. Ball at their own 24-yard line, call it. Parker Johnson out of the shotgun. Tyson Ross in the backfield with him. Wahkiakum looking for a deep throw here. Here comes one over to Jaden Apodaca. He gets 10 yards out of the play, but that's it before he's brought down by James Robinson.
Good for the stat sheet.
And that's, yes, it's good for the stat sheet. But I think that kind of play is there.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So, the score at halftime is 38-6 Wahkiakum. Both teams are headed to the locker room. So, Madison Crooks is on her way to where she needs to go, and I have a special guest in the press box. His name is Sal Flores. He's one of my closest friends, and he just happened to be at the 49ers Seattle Seahawks game last night at Lumen Field, rented a car, drove here to Ocean Shores just to see his pal Jerry do his thing on the radio. Sal, welcome back to KOSW.
Hey, how are you?
Wonderful.
Glad to be back.
Yeah. So the last time you were an in-studio guest on KOSW when you went to the Major League Baseball All-Star game.
Yep.
And now you're back up here in Western Washington. And so how would you compare the atmosphere here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field compared to Lumen Field last night?
Well, decibel level's a bit different. And yeah, well, the whole bunch of production. But in perspective, it's cleaner, more, how you said, competitive game in terms of, like the passion of high school football, even though right now score's not helping us out. But yeah, definitely different experiences. But hey, everybody gets started either Pee-wee or high school football, both players, broadcasters, and everything. And so yeah, it's good to have two different experiences 2 nights in a row.
Well, I tell you what, the last time I saw you, you just showed up in my driveway unannounced. Now you show up here at North Beach High School unannounced, which is the best way to be surprised by your friend, right? So we're going to go to Madison Crooks. She is with Dakota Russell's family, I believe. Madison, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Oh, right here. Couple questions for you. First, introduce yourself.
I'm Tawny Bryson. I'm Dakota Russell's mom.
Perfect. And the first question I have for you is, how do you feel about Coda this year as he's grown since last year?
I'm proud of him. He's showing a lot of progress since last season. He's actually out there playing like he likes to play. Last year he was a little hesitant when it came to like tackling and running the ball. And I feel like he's doing a lot better this season.
Coda seems to be one of the leaders on the team without being as positioned as one of the leaders. How do you feel about that?
I'm really proud of him because he shows a lot of determination. He has good sportsmanship. Even in tough games, he doesn't give up and he keeps the game going and plays till the end.
All right, and the last question I have is, you have a new coach this year compared to the coach that Russell has done before. How do you feel about that?
I like the new coach a lot. I feel like he's teaching the players a lot of new plays. He's teaching them the game. Last year, I feel like they weren't learning as much as they were this year. And I feel like the new coach brought a lot of new, I can't think of the word. Yeah, to the team. He's shown them a lot of new things, and you could see the progress in the whole team.
All right, anything else you would like to say for the rest of the comments?
No, just congrats.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Jerry.
Thanks, Madison. So, Sal, what was it like at Lumen Field last night?
It was electric. Having been to many NFL games, it's always hyped up. Even though the game itself started all right, but the Niners, they finally held on to a lead, considering what has happened to them a couple games this year. And being the NFC champs, I guess there's a bit of a letdown yet because all the injuries they had at the beginning of the season, considering they were still favorites to make it back to Super Bowl. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. Like having been also at Monday Night Football games or a couple playoff games. But yeah, the noise at the beginning, it was quite loud, which is true to legend what you hear. Because when you watch those games on TV, yeah, they tell you it's loud, but when you're in the actual stadiums is when you really get to experience that level of noise and excitement. Even though, of course, towards the end, the local crowd was rather disappointed.
Well, I tell you what, we've been to plenty of games at Lumen Field. When we worked for the Raiders, a lot of times they'd come up and play preseason games, regular season games. One of the most electric atmospheres in all of football. 49ers, Shanahan, the head coach, has blown more 10-point leads in a fourth quarter than any other coach in NFL history. So, gets off the schneid last night against Seattle. It is, an arch rivalry. That goes back to, those epic playoff battles with Michael Crabtree and Richard Sherman, and it was always a Super Bowl berth on the line. This one, not quite close to mid-season, but would you call it that kind of atmosphere? Those two teams don't like each other very much.
No, yeah, definitely. And actually, in that sense, once they were in the place in the same division back like 20-something years ago, they have become the bitter rivals, and also consider that Niner fans do travel well, especially against division rivals, because when they play the Rams in LA, it becomes basically just like when the Raiders played the Chargers in LA or back in San Diego years ago. It seems more like a home game to them. So this one was probably not as much as LA, but at least half of it. So yeah, you could feel the presence of the Niner fans. And even though, yeah, it is early in the season, again, that panic button that it was starting to show up for the Niners being, okay, we lost against two division rivals when we had the lead. And this game, ironically enough, was for the lead on the division. And even though there's still like 10 games to go, it seemed like, okay, yeah, we better start, getting our stuff together because, otherwise it could be for a big letdown compared to the last time they were in the Super Bowl 5 years ago, and then they didn't make the playoffs the next year. But then again, there were a whole bunch of injuries, plus also that was a year COVID hit full on. So probably there won't be that much letdown for them this year, but still a long way to go.
Noah and I were talking the other day, especially going into the Giants game for the Seahawks. It would be a total Seahawks thing for them to do, to lose to the Giants at home, and that's exactly what they did.
And the thing is about the Seahawks right now is, from an unbiased standpoint, because obviously I'm not a Seahawks fan because I'm looking at it from the outside, is that, seeing a lot of injuries for the Seahawks defense right now, and the Giants are not as bad as people think. Because their offense, especially when Malik Neighbors is there, can really get going. And, Daniel Jones is not that bad of a quarterback. He really isn't. And just being able to get good offensive scheme around him, the Seahawks dealing with injuries. The Seahawks will compete for a wild card. They will compete, down the stretch. It's going to be a tough division. So,
49ers are still the class of the division no matter what the Rams do. And so I tell you what, I got an international thing going on here. Orlando Giraldo's in the stands with us. He's originally from Colombia. My man Sal is here from Tijuana, Mexico. And then my now former coworker Vincent Lee from the movie theater, he's from China. So we have this international thing going on here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field, North Beach High School in Ocean Shores. Jordan Fry has decided to bogart the pizza, so nobody's getting pizza except for Jordan Fry. He's lording over it right now. So, Sal, this is your first time seeing a high school game here in Western Washington. I don't know how much 8-man football you've seen, but what do you think of the high school game here in Western Washington with the 8-man? This is a regulation field. It's not a small field like you see somewhere else for 8-man football. This is a full regulation, 53 yards wide, 100 yards long. They don't constrict it. What do you think of the 8-man game here?
Well, it caught me off guard at the beginning, the first couple plays, especially with those two onside kicks. Which then again, I don't know what they keep repeating that, but yeah, when I realized, wait, hold on, I'm missing players here. What's going on? And then I realized, like, okay, well, there might be a difference because then I also counted the players on the benches when the national anthem was going on. It's like there's 25 on one side, like almost 30 on the other side. Like, how do they usually they double, play both sides of the ball basically? But then he also reminded me to when I did play flag football back home. It was a 9-on-9 with contact. So you had 3 linemen just like here, and even though we had no helmets or shoulder pads, but the linemen will still block each other, like they do here, and you were allowed to block just like you do here, compared to the NFL flag kind of play that you cannot touch anybody, and you just have to
7-on-7, isn't it?
Yeah,
5-on-5, depending. But
right.
but the fact that you cannot block people off, and have an actual scrimmage line, of linemen going up against each other, even if it's just hands and shoulders. But yeah, so it's unique because the only couple times I've been to high school football was back home in San Diego, and also of course in Tijuana we do have a football league for junior and senior high school, and it's 11-on-11. But yeah, unique. Even though probably they need to work on that coverage on the backside of it.
Even though you are playing the receiver, you are dragging your zone towards them, so the zones kind of carry off with each other. So what they're doing is when they're staring at the backfield, they're not dropping into the zone as much as they should, which is leading to big plays. They need to be able to watch the backfield, watch the quarterback, but also be able to see what's around them with the wide receivers and play the zone accordingly.
But you got to also know what your assignment is. If you're the flat defender,
yeah,
the over-the-top defender has to stay where they are, as opposed to 2 guys playing the flat and letting the guy sneak out over the top.
Yeah, because that's the thing with zone is you're carrying it off. So, one zone goes here, then the other goes there. It's kind of like a little trade-off. So being able to play assignment football there is huge. Man-to-man is one thing. You're sticking to a receiver. Zone is a little bit different. You have to stick to more of a specific assignment than man.
Absolutely.
And in a way, it was similar to the way we play defense in my flag football team, because where you have the 3 linemen, 3 linebackers, and 2 corners and 1 safety. And usually I would play outside linebacker towards the later years because that team started when I was back in college a long time ago. And of course we aged with the team, and we were in preseason during the 2020 when they called off the season as well, and the team has not gotten back ever since. I think that was it for us. The original group that had started 20 years prior to that. But yeah, that was our scheme of defense for the most part, and it made sense. And sometimes when you got new players in, and they were more used to, especially younger players, because they thought, hey, I'm younger, I'm faster, I can keep up with the star wide receiver on the other side, or you keep track of the running man coming out of the backfield, whatever. And at some point, yeah, but still, you need to cover first your zone or your assignment. Once you realize who's got the ball, yeah, go in pursuit, and of course be careful with blocking, because again, they could block you down the field. And there were quite a few times they sent me flying because I was just in full speed, and then all of a sudden I just felt a bit of a push on the side and tumbled. And but yeah, it's quite different. Those different types of defensive
I'm just
schemes.
stunned you're standing next to me right now. That I'm still.
Well, you want to know something funny? Last time I was here, I tried to record your reaction, but for some reason my phone did not start recording. This time I got it. And I think this one was even better. Because, in my head I remember you're like, what? You're big Ola standing. And actually you were in your backyard with a couple of neighbors.
Yeah, we were having a little get-together. We were sitting around the fire pit having an adult beverage, and all of a sudden, Sal Flores is in my driveway. And then tonight we're getting ready for the ball game, and all of a sudden Sal Flores is on the concourse at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field. So I'm not complaining, absolutely not. For the audience's edification, I first met you with the Raiders a long time ago. We were coworkers, we worked together, and then over the years we become really, really good friends. And the last time we talked on the phone, we had, a 2-hour conversation. We had a really good time. You've been on my personal podcast.
Yep.
So we've had tacos together in Mexico City. We've gone running in Mexico City together.
May I remind what happened?
Not the first time. The
Well-
second time was much better.
But still, first time like a mile. We did
Half a mile. I lasted a half a mile, had to rest. Half a mile, had to rest. The second time, much, much better. All we did was stop for photos.
Yeah, that's true.
What's that big traffic circle, the roundabout that has a big statue in the middle of it, not too far from Chapultepec Park?
The Angel of Independence.
That's the
Yeah,
one.
we made it all the way out there from our the hotel where the team was staying, right in front of the Chapultepec, which is kind of like a central park for Mexico City. In proportions of those kind of parks. But yeah, the first time around, yeah, he was puffing and puffing.
I tell you what, I'd never tried to run it at altitude like that. The highest up I've ever been to run was Denver, and Mexico City makes Denver feel like sea level.
Well, I only been there to Denver once, but then again, I didn't go running. It was also like 20 years ago. I wasn't that much into running back then, but hopefully I'll make it soon out there soon enough, either for a Raider game, even though they already played there this year, or a Padre game next year, considering that their season's now over.
Oh, did they lose tonight? Did the Dodgers beat them tonight?
Whoa,
Yeah.
I need to double check this. Oh no, no,
Because now,
no,
if that's
2-0.
the case, if that's the case, I'll be rooting for a Subway Series, and so that means your Yankees and the Mets probably will make it.
I'd rather not.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
because I
2-0,
know
yep.
you're a Yankees fan. Actually, I went to the new Yankee Stadium this year, back in May, against the White Sox.
Are you trying to go to every stadium?
I'm gonna be there's a group on Facebook about
Yeah.
people doing that.
Yeah.
And I've been to quite a few already, but I need to catch up on most of them. So perhaps that will be something I hopefully get to do or complete before my 50th birthday, which is.
And I told you the Hyaks looked just like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Was
Yeah.
I lying?
Yeah, no. I've seen the pictures from some of the posts, and yeah, it kind of like reminded me, which making the rivalry with the Raiders, I figured like,
Oh, yeah.
well, how do you feel about that one?
It's going to get renewed this Sunday in Las Vegas. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Las
yeah.
Vegas Raiders. So that ought to be a good one. Sal, thanks for joining us here on the KOSW Hyaks football halftime show. We'll catch up after the game,
Most
have an
definitely.
adult beverage or two, and
Yeah.
catch up at the house. So feel free to head back to the stands and enjoy the second half of the ball game. Thanks
Most
for stopping
definitely.
by.
Hopefully they'll make this score a little bit closer or something like that. Or
They
at
get
least-
the ball to start the second half, so they get a good start at it.
Well, we'll see about that. Hopefully. Yeah, thank you. Bye.
All right, Sal. Sal Flores, one of my best friends on earth, just happened to show up here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field tonight. So, all right. Hyaks are back out on the field. They get a nice ovation from the crowd. Wahkiakum has been out there for a little while doing their warm-ups. 38-6 is the halftime score. The visitors with the lead.
I will say, when you mentioned Raiders Steelers, I was this close to breaking into my Chris Berman Raiders right there, but I don't know if you need the Raiders.
I know. All the Seahawks fans are out there. Shut up about the Raiders.
No.
Yeah, I know. Again, Jordan Fry over there bogarting the pizza, so it's not getting the hint. Anyway, I'm Jerry Knack along with Noah Knack and Madison Crooks. We're here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field at North Beach High School in Ocean Shores, Washington, getting ready for the second half of tonight's Week 6 ball game between the North Beach Hyaks and Wahkiakum Mules. And we talked about it in the open, Noah. Jaden Stoddard at quarterback. He's no Zachary Carlson, but he is no slouch either.
No, and he's really efficient though in the football, and his reads are quick, and when they aren't, he's able to extend plays, and he's only ran the ball a couple times, and he's usually, and as I said earlier, he's an improviser. He's not looking to scramble all the time. He's more kind of like the Russell Wilson archetype back when Russell Wilson knew how to play football. When Wilson was able to improvise, trying to make plays on the run, and just being able to be calm, cool, and collected, and he's been able to do that because whenever he's been in open field, and he knows when he's hemmed in, he's not looking to do all too much. He's not looking to escape and run down the field.
Now, a lot of Hyaks players have contributed tonight. They just haven't been able to score. They've moved the ball really well, but they've had some drives self-destruct. No turnovers so far tonight. Dakota Russell is back deep. He's had a really good night with the football in his hands. He's made a few nice defensive plays as well. Jaden Apodaca had a nice catch toward the end of the half. Tyson Ross has run the ball hard and well, and so has Parker Johnson. I'd like to see Parker stand back in the pocket, take his time, and start throwing the ball all over the yard. Here comes the low line drive kick. It's going to skip to Dakota Russell, who picks it up at his own 16, looking for running room over the left side, and he is dragged down at the 22-yard line by Gage Robinson.
Robinson on the tackle.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hyaks. They're moving from our right to our left, wearing their black helmets, black jerseys, gold pants, black trim, white jersey numbers. Wahkiakum in red helmets, red pants, white jerseys with red jersey numbers. 11:55 to go, just underway here in the third quarter. You're listening to and watching KOSW's North Beach Sports Network's Friday Night Football.
Don't do that.
It's good for the spots, right?
Sure.
All right, Parker Johnson out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Swing pass to Tyson Ross over the right side. He tries to cut back. He's going to lose a couple of yards and get dropped at the 20-yard line.
And even if the swing pass doesn't necessarily get much yardage, it does, put something in the defense's head that it's available. And the Hyaks were running that a lot with Dakota Russell later in the first half. So seeing that with Tyson Ross, it throws off a little bit on the defense, knowing that they can do it with other players.
Again, what we talked about in the first half, we really think the yards are up the middle, straight at Wahkiakum. They're not a very big team, but they are quick. They've got decent speed. When the Hyaks have had success moving the ball, it's been straight at Wahkiakum. Parker Johnson out of the shotgun. Gives the ball up the middle to Malik Jackson. Inside handoff. I think that was supposed to swing out to the right, but Wahkiakum cut him off, forced him to cut back inside. He picks up a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
It seemed a little slow developing there, especially with that handoff with the motion and all that. So I like getting Malik Jackson in more of a designed way, up the middle a little bit more. He was a running back in JV, and although he is young, he can still make plays, and I think they can use him a little bit more as an actual running back.
3rd down and 11. Ball marked right at the 20-yard line of the Hyaks. Gavin Stevens checks into the game. He wears number 60. He's a wide receiver. He's a gamer. Parker Johnson rolls to his left, goes to throw the ball. It's caught by Tyson Ross, but he's tackled immediately. He's going to pick up a couple. That's going to bring up a 4th down and long.
It seemed just like kind of a play call just to gain some sort of yardage there. They've had that a couple times on 3rd and long. And knowing the point in the game, do you consider going for it?
Brings up 4th down.
4th and 9.
You give it some thought.
Ball at the 23-yard line.
I'm no Dan Campbell, but I give it some thought here. No, Brandon Staley. This would be more of a Brandon Staley
If you can't scheme a way to get Malik Jackson into space, and you don't really trust Parker to throw it down the field, you got to probably punt it here.
Yeah, in the punt formation here.
Yep, Gage Robinson back deep. Tyson Ross to punt it. He gets it away. Pretty good punt. It's going to bounce at midfield and take a Hyak roll. Robinson just lets it go, and it's going to die at the 33-yard line where Malik Jackson downs it. Nice punt from Tyson Ross.
Not Tyson Ross or Parker Johnson or A.J. Cole or anything like that, but they definitely had some good kicks and good bounces tonight.
Absolutely. So if they can get that onside kick game going, they might have something.
They might. Because we've proven to see that in Parker Johnson test, if they want to kick it deep, they definitely can. I'm surprised they ever know onside kicks are a big part of, this kind of league. I'd like to see them kick the ball deep. It's a more high percentage thing, that is.
So, Isaiah White Frisbee's in the game at nose tackle. He's on the line with George Harmon.
I also like that guy.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get some pass rush going. 2 wide receivers to the right. Hyak jump off sides, and that's George Harmon. One of the interesting storylines that we've had this year, and it's unfortunate she was unable to get on the field due to injuries, is Corinne Tansley. Maybe Madison can catch up with Corinne a little bit later on.
First down and 5.
So Hyak's jump off sides. Stoddard gets Harmon with the hard count. And it's 1st and 5. So same formation. Tight end wing left, 2 receivers to the right. Stoddard drops to throw. He's got a man deep over the middle. Malik Jackson breaks it up.
He's got to put your hands up at that point. Malik Jackson was beat on that post initially, but undercut the route really well, and it was able to bat it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Got his hand out. Did not do anything silly like try to intercept that. He just got his hand on it and knocked it down. So let's go down to Madison. She's with Corinne Tansley right now. Madison?
Hi, Corinne. All right, so just a quick question. You were supposed to be part of the team, like on the field. What happened there?
I have a couple injuries that keep getting worse, and I don't like being a quitter, and so I decided to just step back from being on the field and just be manager for now.
All right, and part of the manager, so how do you feel with Coach? Like, how do you feel how he's grown? You didn't get to experience Todd as much.
I think Washi's a good coach. Just from watching games from last year compared to this year, I feel like we're a lot better. I just think he's good for our team.
So this is your senior year. What other athletics are you going to try to do this year?
I tried out for basketball cheer, not expecting to make the team, and I did. That's about it.
No spring sports or anything this year?
I was thinking about fast pitch, but maybe not.
Fast pitch, that's something I did. That's something you should probably pursue.
I was thinking about it.
All right, thank you so much. Back to you, Jerry.
Thanks, Madison. So this time, Wahkiakum kind of grinds it out and gets a 1st down. Adam Wallum unable to keep Gage Robinson from getting to the sticks, so it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of Wahkiakum. 9:05 to go.
And I do wonder what the philosophy is for Wahkiakum coming into this. I know they're going to try to throw the ball, going to play their game, but I wonder what they'll do here with a big lead.
So there's that handoff to the tight end, breaking across the formation. Picks up about 13 or 14 on the play. Dakota Russell in on the tackle.
Number 10 on the carry.
There's
That's
a lot
Mason Waldeck again.
Yeah, Mason Waldeck and Preston West are two guys that they can use a lot at the running game. They also use the receivers a lot, and it's they can use jet sweeps, they can use direct handoffs, they can use they can toss it out and split back sets. So this offense is not. I mean, unless they're in a single back, two back set, they're not very predictable. And usually when it comes to say if it's a trips shotgun set, they're gonna try to get the ball out quick, even though. They know they're going to try to get the ball out quick. They run it in you have different route concepts. The one time that they didn't was a clear route concept with the out route and then two, 9 routes on the right side. So they're doing a lot of different things. They're spreading the Hyaks out. They're getting down and gritty there on single back sets. So it's a versatile offense.
So let's go back down to Madison. Madison, your senior year, you were a football team manager. What are the duties of a football team manager?
So I was one of 3 of the football managers. My personal job was to make sure that the other 2 kept in line for most of the time, was filling up water bottles, making sure the guys are actually hydrated the whole time. We also helped put out jerseys the day before to make sure that everyone had their jerseys, that there was no rips, that they're actually cleaned. We also helped with the med kit. We made sure the balls and equipment were all prepared and ready to go. One of the most important things we also did was to help coach as much as possible. If they asked us to keep time, we kept time. Or if we helped playbooks, we helped playbooks. Or something I did last year was keep a record of stats for what was happening throughout the game.
So Corinne Tansley looking to be an asset in that role now that she's a couple of injuries that can't play. A little bit of a middle screen, and that is incomplete. Great pressure there from the Hyaks, and the 330-pound defensive tackle for the Hyaks, Garrison James, caught in the middle of that.
That's a big man. Good God, that's a big man. But
yes, that is a grown man.
And he is only what you say?
He's a sophomore.
Good Lord, he's good. Yeah, he's gonna dominate this district. I tell you what.
Imagine if he gets any taller.
Zip it.
Yeah, 38-6 is the score. 8:52 to go in the third quarter. Under center, I formation. Stoddard drops to throw, straight drop back. He's going deep, and that one is broken up by Malik Jackson.
Something I noticed there was they had the backside wheel on that form. There was, 2 wide receivers look like a Tyler Downing offense in the NFL, where you got 2 receivers in the same area. But you had the backside wheel coming on another side by Mason Waldeck. And he was wide open, just he was not looking on that play.
Yeah, Stoddard was looking somewhere else. He threw the ball over the middle. There were a lot of white jerseys and a lot of black jerseys, and Malik Jackson was able to get his hand on the ball. Second pass breakup by him the last couple of drives.
Funny enough, Todd Downing now be the Jets interim OC, so yeah.
All right, there's a pitch over the right side. Hyaks in pursuit. And there's going to be a holding call on this, so Parker Leeds can run all the way to Hoquiam, but it's not going to matter because this one's coming back.
Penalty flag.
I believe that was Adden Wallum getting undressed by a Wahkiakum player.
We don't need that.
No,
No.
that's not how you're supposed to do that.
No, it's not.
So, yep, that's going to be holding.
That's gonna come back.
And he had to beg for that call, too. Actually, it might have been Parker Johnson that drew that call. Parker's been playing a lot of defense tonight.
Yes, he has, and we haven't seen that much at all. I mean, a couple snaps here and there the last few weeks, but this is the first time he's kind of been a very big role on the defense.
And, when he was on the middle school team, he played a lot of defense, played a lot of single high safety. So playing defense is not unusual for him.
He's very capable of it. Just interesting seeing him out there when we haven't much.
Right? So ball's moved all the way back to the Hyaks 49-yard line where it's going to be third down at about 15. So like you said, whatever Wahkiakum's philosophy was going to be here in the third quarter, they're taking their time. They're still throwing it down the field, but they're also satisfied with some smaller chunks as well.
And that's what especially early in the third quarter, it's kind of what you have to do with a big lead.
Yep. Adden Wallum comes on the blitz. They chase Stoddard out of the pocket. He throws the ball deep downfield, and it is too far for Gage Robinson. It's going to bring up a 4th and 15 at the 49-yard line of the Hyaks. 8:28 to go in the third quarter. 38-6 is the score. Hyaks trail the Wahkiakum Mules. So we'll see if they go for it or if they decide to punt this one.
Hyak's rushed 4, and it definitely got in there very quickly. And that was not the worst throw in the world. Just it's a very tough throw across your body down the middle. You had an open receiver, just put a little bit too much on it. It's impressive that he even got too much on it on that kind of throw.
Yeah, he had Adden Wallum in his grill, and he threw that one off his back foot. Out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers in a spread formation. Hyaks with 3 on the pass rush. Throw deep down the left sideline, and that one's too far. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. The Hyaks will take over on their own 49-yard line. Receiver wide open running down the left sideline, but Stoddard overthrew it.
Again, the cover 2. When the deep half is not supposed to run a hard flat. They are not supposed to go down where the flat receiver is. They're supposed to play deep. They're supposed to play, depending on, what they want to do, about like 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. You're supposed to follow anyone that comes into the zone. That is how zone coverage works. And so the Hyaks, whenever they've run it, it's been misassignments. But you got very lucky there. You missed a wide open touchdown.
So here come the Hyaks, 8:23 to go in the third quarter, looking to try to chip into this Wahkiakum Mules lead, get something positive going here in the third quarter. Parker Johnson at quarterback out of the shotgun. He's got Tyson Ross in the backfield with him. Ross takes a direct snap, looking to run over to the left side. He's got blockers. He's got to cut back, and he drags tacklers, picks up about 3. There's a flag on the play. There's another flag on the play. Anybody who had a flag threw one.
Did someone forget to do laundry?
They're going to need to do it after that. I'm not sure what the call was, but that flag throwing was rather aggressive.
Yes, it was. Was there a flag throwing competition going on that we didn't know about?
I don't know, but I've seen some referees at all levels have pretty good arms.
They got some cannons.
Yes, they do. Wasn't that Orlando Brown who took one in the eye that one time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
What was the one? There was one one defensive tackle that was a while back. I don't remember. It's a big name, too.
Personal foul on the Hyaks. Personal foul on Wahkiakum. Offsetting penalties.
Orlando Brown, but also was another offensive lineman that took one of the 99.
Yeah, that was who it was.
Yeah.
Offensive tackle, and the referee was so accurate, got him right through the face mask.
Yeah. And then it left him temporarily blind.
Yeah.
Temporarily blind. He couldn't play for 3 years.
He came back and played pretty well, though.
Yeah. I was trying to remember the name, but it did sound
isn't
right.
his son in the league now?
That's what I was thinking about, because I did not remember the names, but I know his son, though.
Yeah, it was a little before your time, but
Yes, but I know the name.
I know
though.
you know the story.
I know. I'm not blind to this game, okay?
I know. All right, Hyaks have it first down and 10. The only damage on that was a loss of some time off the clock. Tight formation. Johnson out of the shotgun. Hands off to Elton Rocky up the middle. He'll pick up about 3 on the play, maybe 4. Be second down into Wahkiakum territory.
The jet sweep where they've been trying to trying to go in between the tackles has been working a lot more, especially with Elton Rocky, who's had a really good game today. It's just trying to get some yardage. You're not looking for big plays, but eventually, even though, as you said, the yards are in the middle, but if you want, try to set it up out in the edge, you can definitely burst it on one of those jet sweeps.
Parker leads Preston West, Joseph Mertz. They're all too fast on the edge. So they've been able to string the Hyaks out all night. Johnson out of the shotgun. It's a direct snap. Tyson Ross up the middle. He's got some good yardage here. Picks up about 4 or 5 on the play.
And the reason I mention that is because a lot of the time you want to keep the defense honest. And even though it's not the most successful, I wouldn't say try to do many jet sweeps to the outside. Just try to attack them outside. Maybe with, one of the more bread and butter plays with trying to get Tyson Ross out to the outside. But just keep them honest in that sense.
Call it 3rd and 4. Ball at just inside the 44-yard line of Wahkiakum. 3-man front. They've got a single high safety, a couple of corners, couple of linebackers. Johnson out of the shotgun takes a direct snap. He's got the first down inside the 40-yard line.
Got to be able to get yards. Your defense is, even though it is a 32-point game, your defense is honestly keeping you in this game right now. They've improved throughout this ball game, and the pass defense was rough early on, but they're starting to figure some things out. And overall, we're starting to see this. It's kind of cheesy seeing them grow throughout the game.
So this is what you got to do when you're building a program, right? You got to take half steps, baby steps, big steps, whatever, to improve.
Medium steps?
Yes. 3-man front. Here's Tyson Ross up the middle behind Parker Johnson, just plowing his way ahead. Gets to about the 35-yard line, 5-yard pickup. Be second down and 5.
All the yards are where?
In the middle.
Okay.
I've been saying that for years. Parker Johnson comes up a little gimpy.
You say that we're watching NFL games, and I'm like...
I've said that for
The
decades.
TV doesn't hear you.
No, the TV does not hear me, but I keep talking to it anyway.
Yeah, none of it wants to listen.
All right. Johnson on the bench.
You say some things to the TV that are not so nice, and I don't think it wants to listen to you anymore.
No. Dakota Russell into the game for Parker Johnson. We'll see if we can get a report on what's going on with Parker here in a few minutes.
It's a huge part of the offense that they do not have out in the field right now.
No, Ross at quarterback now. Gavin Stevens in the slot. Ross takes a direct snap, and he's going to get about a yard or two before he's dragged down, but he fumbled, and we're not sure who has it. And looks like a Wahkiakum player comes away with it, but they're going to mark him down. And maybe a yard or two.
He's right
Parker
back out
Johnson
there.
right back in the game. Go down to Madison. Madison, what happened with Parker?
During the last play, he got stepped on by multiple players on one of his legs, so he was trying to get pushed through that pain real quick.
So he's right back out there after a play.
From personal experience, a cleat to any part of the body hurts.
Yeah, it does not feel good. All right, Johnson out there back at quarterback. He's got Tyson Ross in the backfield with him. Tight wing formation to the left. Ross up the middle, takes the direct snap. He tries to run a couple of guys over. He's got the first down at about the 27, 28-yard line of Wahkiakum.
Well,
4:19 to go here in the third quarter.
4-yard gains are some of my favorite things in football, especially when it gets you first downs. You get 4 yards on first down, then you get a second down, then you get a third down. What does that result?
Yeah, it's a first down.
Exactly. It's one of the more, I'm saying this like the yardage is a person, but it's not. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
You're 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That was
Yeah.
Woody Hayes at Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
And Ohio State at Oregon this weekend. Oregon's wearing all black.
Oh, they're great unis, too.
That's going to be a great game tomorrow. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Here is Dakota Russell, takes a direct snap over the right side. He skates his way inside the 20-yard line.
I really like what they're doing because Tyson Ross has been pounding them right up the middle. And Parker Johnson's not particularly 100%. You can kind of see him out in the field. So you know they're going to get it to either Tyson Ross or Dakota Russell when they're out there. But it's a matter of, can you stop it?
And so far on this drive, at least, Wahkiakum has been unable to. The ball's marked right at the 20. It's second down and 2. Clock running, 3:25 to go in the third quarter. Hyaks trail 38-6, trying to get anything positive going here. They've taken the air out of the ball on this drive. Johnson directing traffic. Gavin Stevens in the game, in motion out wide left. Johnson with Tyson Ross in the backfield with him. Now Stevens in motion. Ross takes the direct snap. Close to another first down. Looks like he's going to get it. About a 3-yard gain on the play. Down to about the 17-yard line of Wahkiakum.
And even when the right where Tyson Ross is, he's just too powerful for you. He's the most, as I mentioned before, he's the most powerful runner on this team. He's able to push through contact very easily, and he's just a bruiser.
And Wahkiakum, the last couple of plays, they seem to have diagnosed each play rather quickly, but they haven't been able to do anything to keep the Hyaks from rolling through first downs.
What I like so far is the Hyaks aren't doing anything too crazy to the outside right now. They're just doing what's been working.
And no weird ball handling or anything like that, right? So Parker Johnson, direct snap over the right side, dances around, looks for running room, and he's finally dragged down at about the 15, maybe the 14.
That's a perfectly fine play call. You only get 2 or 3 yards, but at the end of the day, you're still sticking to what your philosophy is. You've been doing what you've been doing all drive, and you just, if you don't do anything crazy to the outside with Malik Jackson, which that has not worked today, you just, you're going to be able to score on this drive.
They got to be able to scheme Malik into space, though. The jet sweep, everybody knows it's coming. That wing back jet sweep, and it hasn't worked in weeks, like you said. However, you got to find other ways to get him in space and use that speed. 1:40 to go here in the third quarter, 38-6. Hyak's on the move, however, even though, you know, they're down big here in the third quarter. Parker Johnson at quarterback. He takes a snap, looking to throw under pressure, breaks contained to the right side, decides to throw it, and it's intercepted at the goal line. I really thought he should have pulled that down and ran with it.
And it's just and
Mason Waldeck with the interception.
when you're on the run, it's it's hard to get your footing when you're on the run, but you gotta loft it over the defender. You had Tyson Ross if you wanted him. You can't throw it on a line. You have to throw it over the top of the defender, and he did not.
First turnover of the night for the Hyaks.
That is a 12-play drive that was squandered.
So the ball is right at the 10-yard line. That's where Waldeck was dropped after picking that off at the goal line and returning it.
It was a 7-minute drive that they could not capitalize on. That is big when you're down big.
I think that encapsulates the Hyaks offense for the entire season except for week 1. Okay, Stoddard at quarterback, and it looks like we're going to get a false start here. No flag, and George Herman makes a big tackle inside the 5-yard line. The Hyaks showed blitz. The lineman for Wahkiakum rocked back, but nobody threw the flag, so it ends up being a tackle for loss on the play.
That should have been a false start, offside something, but probably offsides because we know how the high school rules are. They're kind of weird when it comes to offsides. They're kind of similar to college in that sense usually, so it's kind of weird that they didn't call something on the Hyaks there, but I'll take a George Harmon sack any day of the week.
Or you could have just called offsetting penalties there and reset, right? Here goes a handoff over the left side. Breaks back over the right side, and Dakota Russell's there right at the 10-yard line to make the tackle. And that's Mers on the run. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. Clock running under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 38-6. Wahkiakum with the lead. Hyaks could use a big stop here.
That would be nice, yes.
All right. I don't know if Wahkiakum's going to try to run a play here. We're under 10 seconds.
Don't think they are.
You never know. I formation, under center, takes the snap, drops the throw. Plenty of time, under pressure now from George Harmon. Throws it deep, and it's caught by Preston West, and he's going to go the distance. 90 yards for the touchdown. Malik Jackson tried to make a play on the ball and whiffed. And there goes Preston West galloping into the night.
Jaden Stoddard with one heck of a throw on the run, going towards his left. Just throw it across the field. That was about 50-yard throw there, probably maybe even longer.
George Harmon had him in his sights and just couldn't get there. And like you said, a heck of a throw.
And I'll stop talking about not snapping the ball before the quarter.
I wasn't sure if they were going to do it or not, or go, you know, right? 1 second left on the clock, so it's 44-6 now. 2-point conversion coming, and then we're going to go to the fourth quarter.
And if they get this 2-point conversion, a running clock in the fourth quarter will commence.
Yes, it will, and here goes the push up the middle. It's kind of the Eagles' tush push, and it is good.
Push up the middle.
I'm honestly surprised we don't see that enough in this kind
I really don't understand why the Hyaks don't have a quarterback sneak in their arsenal.
Sure, not every team is Jason Kelsey, which is kind of the reason why that play was so good.
But at the same time,
yeah.
How many times this year have the Hyaks been in 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, and run some kind of trickeration in the backfield, some kind of, you know, jet sweep action or trap play, and get stuffed?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, we know what the Hyaks, want to do, and I think it'd be a good thing to integrate into the offense.
And, you know, the entire offense is predicated on shotgun snaps. They're short shotgun snaps, but still, they don't do anything under center. Wahkiakum, like you said, is a very traditional style offense. They do some shotgun, they do under center, they do I formation, and split backfield. So, you know, they do some spread, they do some trips formations, you know, so they do a lot of things, but are very traditional.
I really like the blue formation.
Right,
that's
that's
my
the best one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, the Hyaks are strictly single wing. So there's a lot of good to the single wing, and you see it. They can run the football almost on anybody. But what they haven't been able to do all season long is finish drives. The touchdown tonight came courtesy of an Adden Wallum kickoff return on an onside kick that put him at the 10-yard line. So they've not been able to travel the length of the field and stick it in the end zone. And Wahkiakum has just taken the top off the defense all night. Low line drive, end over end kick. Dakota Russell catches it on the fly, looking for some running room on the return. Dragged down at about the 41, 42-yard line.
On the 42-yard line.
Ball comes out, but he's down. 46-6 is the score as we start the fourth quarter. And we have a running clock.
As we thought.
Yep, Malik Patton checks into the ball game for the first time on offense. We play some offensive line and some tight end.
I just wanted to make a quick observation. The Wahkiakum looks like a popcorn bucket.
Okay,
Okay, now that you say something.
fair, an old-fashioned red and white popcorn bucket. Got it. Okay, Gavin Stevens is in the ball game. He plays wide receiver. He's in a wing back here. Direct snap, Tyson Ross over the right side. Running room. He picks up about 8 or 9 on the play. The other thing, too, Noah, that I don't see anything from the Hyaks with regards to a quick offense, a tempo offense. It is a first down on the play.
I will also regard Tyson Ross, who was celebrating a first down when you're down by 40.
Yeah, it's not quite a first down.
Yeah, he was celebrating.
Yeah, it's going to be a second down and 1. Ball just on the other side of midfield on the Wahkiakum side. Hyaks traveling left to right. Wearing black and gold. Wahkiakum looks like a popcorn bucket. Red and white. Anyway, Johnson out of the shotgun. Twins right. Bobbles a snap. Picks it up. Basketball style. Plenty of time to throw. Looking for running room. Tries to break a tackle. He does. He drops the ball, and it looks like Wahkiakum has it.
That looks like it'll be Wahkiakum football.
Ball marked right at midfield. Johnson tried to just do a little too much on that play.
It rains, it pours. This momentum is a killer.
Second turnover in a row. 10:07 to go in the ball game. Running clock.
Timeout, Wahkiakum.
Wahkiakum takes the timeout. 10:03 left to go in the ball game. 46-6 is the score. So Wahkiakum got off to a rough start. They got beat by Nia Bay here at North Beach High School. I'm not sure why that game was played here, but Nia Bay took them apart on early in the season right here, and they lost their second game, and they lost their third game to Ilwaco, 28-20. Ilwaco, one of the better 2B teams in all of Washington. We've seen them in the last 2 years. And so Wahkiakum has gotten better and better as the season has gone on. And they won their last 2 games decisively. Now it looks like they're going to win a third one decisively.
Parker Johnson's kind of just walking on the sideline, just kind of kicking himself for that turnover there. I mean, he did kind of do a little bit too much, but hey, you're young, you're going to learn, you'll be all right.
Yep, freshman quarterback Parker Johnson made his first career varsity start back in week 1, a win over Evergreen Lutheran. Scored the first points of his career. He's thrown his first touchdown pass of his career. Handoff up the middle. Wahkiakum runner is breaking tack down by Adden Wallum after a gain of about 7.
Oh, I see them drain the clock a little bit. Maybe not have the. They still have the starters out there, but they might just keep it very conservative with their play calling.
So Mason Waldeck with the carry up the middle that time.
Second down and 4.
So Hyak's getting some additional players in and out of the ball game here. Second down and call it 4. There's another handoff up the middle, and this time it's Preston West. He's going to have a first down at about the Hyak's 40-yard line. 9:12 to go in the ball game, just inside the 40-yard line of the Hyaks. And Wahkiakum is just handing the ball off up the middle at this point, running clock.
The fullback dive can be a very beautiful thing.
It can be. It can be, especially if the defense can't do anything
Especially
about
with
it.
an actual fullback.
Fair.
I'm old school.
Another handoff up the middle. This time it looks like it's Charles Pasco on the carry.
I'm spoiled being
No,
a Raider.
excuse me.
I'm
Mason Waldeck again.
spoiled being a Raider fan with fullbacks. It's kind of, you know.
Second down.
Hey, I go back to the 70s on that one with Marv Hubbard and Mark Van Egan, and then later on in the 2000s with
then
John Ritchie,
And I grow up with Marcel Reese, so it's kind of like.
Washington product.
Yep.
Second
So,
down and 5.
second and 5 at the Hyaks 35-yard line after a 5-yard gain by Waldeck. He's in at fullback, and this time it's a handoff to the tailback. Down the right sideline, number 84 is in the ball game, and that is Emery Filkowski, a sophomore.
Emery Filkowski on the
And he's
carry.
got the first down deep into Hyaks territory with under 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Like I said, a lot of players getting some time for the Hyaks here. Jordan Giraldo checking out as Jaden Apodaca checks back in.
It's good to get these younger guys the playing time. It's nice to see, if not in the best circumstances, but it's nice to see them getting playing time.
Yep, another handoff. There's a fumble, and there's Gavin Stevens with the recovery for the Hyaks.
Gavin Stevens.
So,
That guy.
Madison,
Yeah.
I think Gavin Stevens is going to be our first two-time winner of the KOSW Player of the Week award.
Oh, are you sure?
I think we're going to go that way.
I'm definitely not disagreeing tonight.
And there's a penalty marker, so we'll see what the flag is here. But they fumbled the pitch or the handoff on that play, and Gavin Stevens was Johnny on the spot and recovered it for the Hyaks. But now we got a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on North Beach. Maybe?
Maybe?
Not sure.
No,
He didn't point in either direction. Oh, here he goes. Let's try it again. Yes, it's on North Beach.
Sportsmanlike conduct on the Hyaks.
So, not sure what happened there. Was it a bench foul or somebody drifted too
All
far?
I know is that did not negate Gavin Stevens' greatness.
Oh, I know. He's a game changer, that guy. He just gets in the game and makes plays. He was ineligible to start the season, and ever since they got
But he
him
was
that-
eligible in our hearts, though. And now look at him.
He's catching passes, returning kickoffs, recovering fumbles, making tackles. He's just doing all the things.
Number 60 on the field, number 1 in your heart.
Well, we know who Madison's going to check in with after the game. It'll be Gavin Stevens. So Parker Johnson at quarterback out of the shotgun. 2 receivers wide left, single wing back. He takes the snap.
Johnson takes the snap.
Quarterback run all the way over the right side. Plenty of running room. He's out over the 30. He's got a convoy. 40, 50, 40, 30, 25, 20. He's going to go. Touchdown, Hyaks.
Low QB zone off that right side. He's taking that outside edge and going. He was untouched. Goodbye.
90-yard touchdown run for freshman quarterback Parker Johnson. Weren't we just talking about Parker Johnson?
Yes, we were. And that has to feel good for him. After back-to-back turnovers on drives, it's got to feel good for him, even though the score is the way that it is.
He had the interception, then he had the fumble, and now he gets out there and races 90 yards. Perfect blocking on that play. He had a convoy of 3 blockers. Tyson Ross ran the last bit of interference for the last 20 yards or so, and there was nobody catching Parker on that one. So here he is out of the shotgun for the 2-point conversion, and that is not going anywhere.
Doesn't get in, so that'll leave our score at 12-46.
So, little jersey number swap going on here with Corinne Tansley unable to play. She's normally 52, so I'm not sure who that was on that play. Might have been Jacob Eden. we're not sure. It went nowhere. Let's put it that way. 46-12 is the score. 6:28 to go in the ball game. Hyaks to kick off. Parker Johnson shook off an earlier injury, shook off a couple of turnovers. QB sweep, and he goes 90 yards for the touchdown.
That was one good touchdown call. You're kind of okay at this.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I kind of got into that one.
Yeah,
Madison,
you did.
Madison, what do you think? Maybe that was the call of the night?
To be honest, I can't hear you over the cheerleaders right now.
Well, I think I had the call of the night with the Parker Johnson touchdown.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so that was pretty good.
Just don't let it get to your head.
No. Of course not. Never.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, you're listening to Hyaks Football here on KOSW Radio, and we are also simulcast on North Beach TV with pictures tonight. Pictures, and we're on YouTube. We're all over the place.
Did someone say pictures?
It's North Beach Sports Network. Yes, Daryl Prouse, the executive producer for the TV production tonight, and he's directing as well. Welcome back to Daryl Prouse after going through some health issues, so we're happy to see Daryl tonight. He's kind of got a little mountain man look going on with the beard, but, you know, we'll...
Guess who's that kicker?
All right, so we got a 330-pound kicker out there named Garrison James. He's a sophomore.
Garrison James back on the kick.
He's got a pretty good leg.
Yeah, he does.
All right. Checks in with the squad. Here's an onside kick, and it is fielded immediately at about the 49-yard line of Wahkiakum, and that is number 3.
In all seriousness with Garrison
Parker
James,
Will
when it comes to his size
down and 10.
and just, you know, if he's him being only a sophomore.
Very athletic.
Yeah, anyways, him just being a sophomore and just getting playing time, he can definitely disrupt the defensive line.
We're going to go get you a cheeseburger after the game, all right?
Oh.
Considering Jordan Fry bogarted all the pizza. Anyway, he'll never live that down, just like our man Tom Ferguson won't live down not bringing donuts. Out of the shotgun. Handoff over the right side to Joseph Mertz. He's hemmed in, and Clayton Theroff is there to meet him. And Conrad Kell cleans it up.
Oates definitely has that outside edge if he really wanted to. He's just trying to look for a lane on that running play. Whether it was the play or not to go cut back inside, I feel like he could have bounced that out.
I was thinking the same thing, that he had a lot of green grass on the other side of the field.
But hey, we're not the ball carrier. We don't know what they're seeing.
46-yard line of the Hyaks. Wahkiakum with the ball. 2nd down and 6. 5:34 to go in the ball game. Shotgun formation. Tight. 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff over the right side. Preston West. He's got plenty of running room. Gets by a wave of Hyak defenders and finally gets pushed out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. That time there was running room to the outside.
And, you know, I mean, obviously you're playing, you know, a lot more backups, both teams are. But I do think, yeah, you do still have Jaden Stoddard out there. No, that's the starting offense. Okay, I'll take that back. But a lot of different running backs in there, and, you know, although they're keeping those starters in, at least they're just running the ball.
So it's 1st down and 10 at the Hyaks, a 20-yard line. 4:47 to go in the game. 46-12 is the score. Shotgun, busted play, and Stoddard has to just slide down at the 20-yard line. No gain.
Guess who stopped him in his tracks?
The turf monster.
No, guess who was in front of him?
2nd down and 10.
Was that our guy?
Perhaps.
Was that Isaiah White Frisbee? Or was
No,
that
no,
Gavin Stevens?
that was Gavin
Stevens,
Stevens.
of course. Absolutely.
Get with it. We've been talking about him all game.
I know. But, you know, when you got Isaiah White Frisbee out there and
The
some of
Gavin
these other
Stevens
guys.
plays all 8 positions.
Shotgun. Handoff over the right side. Elton Rocky in the backfield slows down the ball carrier who breaks back across the left. White Frisbee can't make the tackle, and this is going to be a touchdown for Wahkiakum. Emery Filkowski.
We've not seen many Elton Rocky missed tackles that time that resulted in a touchdown. Went to the outside, found the cutback lane after Rocky missed the tackle. That's another 6 points.
Yep, 52-12 is the score. 3:53 to go in the ball game. So 2-point conversion attempt coming. They do have a backup quarterback.
Yes,
and I think
they
we
do.
just saw him. Well, actually, Christopher Stewart, he's a freshman. So,
Got the Hyaks to jump offside too.
yes, they did. So a little closer on the 2-point conversion attempt. So, yeah, so the backup quarterback is a freshman named Christopher Stewart that wears number 45.
From the 1.
So Tyson Ross decided to have another wardrobe malfunction, and the front of his jersey's ripped again.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
That's why he wore number 14 last week. He's back at number 2 tonight. And here's another tush push for the 2-point conversion. Speaking of wardrobe, Madison, the Hyaks cheerleaders finally got their full uniforms. They look great tonight.
Oh, they look gorgeous.
3:53 here.
The Hyak logo is in bright gold letters, which is beautiful to see, and supporting their group. And they have their pink bows on tonight, but they have a sparkly gold one for the original outfit.
Yeah, and they got their hot pink pom-poms for breast cancer awareness tonight. 54-12 is the score, 3:53 to go. Wakayakum to kick off. The effort has definitely been there for the Hyaks tonight, Noah. It's just they've moved the ball really well at times and just haven't been able to score, and they've had some drives just kind of, I wouldn't even say self-destruct. Wakayakum's defense is stiffened at the right time. It's kind of a bend, don't break kind of thing.
From about like the second to last drive on from the first half, like late in the first half on, the Hyaks look like a different team in all honesty on defense. Although 54 points does not look particularly great, and I can't say it's the score doesn't paint the picture. It does. The Hyaks offense has not done much. Converting on fourth downs, turnovers is still a problem, but ultimately the defense after about the 30-point avalanche, they were able to clean up a lot of things, especially in the deep passing game.
And here comes the low line drive end over end kick. It is scooped up by Dakota Russell. Runs over the left side, can't break the tackle, gets out to about the 27-yard line where the Hyaks will have it. First down and 10.
First down and 10.
And there's a player down on the field. Wouldn't surprise me if it's Dakota Russell, and of course it is. Of course it's Dakota.
Speak of the devil.
He's getting up under his own power.
Can you stop saying things into existence? That
I'm
would
trying,
be really grateful.
I'm trying to speak the good things into existence.
You just asked if it was him.
And
You
it
don't
was,
want him hurt.
and it was him. I wasn't wrong.
But that doesn't matter. We don't want you to be right in this situation.
Well, we're going to have to find out what's going on. So I know you're on the case. So clock running, 3:01 to go in the ball game, 54-12. And unless the real Pittsburgh Steelers parachute into the stadium, it's going to look like the Hyaks are going to go to 1-5 on the season, while Wakayakum goes to 3-3.
Can Terry Bradshaw, CTE, drunk behind, come down here and just scoop up this team and score 50 points in the next 2 minutes?
2.5 minutes. Yeah, I know. We need the steel curtain to come out and play defense.
Right.
All right, Parker Johnson at quarterback. Number 52 in motion. Not sure who that is, Madison. You're going to have to find out. It looks like a timeout is called by the Hyaks.
Another mystery. I like mysteries.
I know. We've had all kinds of mystery players tonight.
Okay, so what's going on with Coda is, again, his neck. During the last play, another player blindsided him and pretty much made his neck go inside of his jersey. And now when he moves his neck, I put my hands on his neck, it pops.
Oh.
Ow.
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
I don't think so either.
Is number 52 Bryson Parent tonight?
52? Oh, I thought it was 32.
No, 32's out there.
Yeah,
We're trying to
32.
figure out who 52
Oh,
is.
52. Oh.
Because that's Corinne's number, and she's not playing, so we'll have to find out here who's number 52. Bryson Parent's out there, number 32, which is
that's
his
why I
normal
thought
number.
I thought who had that. That's why I was pointing it out.
All right, so,
Player wearing 52's name is Maximus. Don't have a last name.
all righty. Maximus Decimus Meridius. And here goes the snap to Maximus. And Ball was snapped and nobody really moved, so that's going to be a false start on the Hyaks. Clock running again. We're about to go under 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
You keep adding on to the Maximus name. It's going to start turning into a Harry Potter spell. And I
Look,
don't know
there's a
if
Gladiator sequel coming out before the end of the year, so, you know, that was that character's name.
Yeah.
So.
15, 150
No Harry
left to
Potter
play here.
spells. I don't know.
No, that's...
I know. I'm not getting your references.
All right, we'll see what the Hyaks backup offense can do here. Tight formation, shotgun. Bryson Perrin in motion, and the snap goes
deep.
past Maximus, and there's a fight for the ball, and it looks like it's recovered by Wakayakam at the 5-yard line. That shotgun snap was a fastball.
That was a Paul Skeen's fastball that went right by the catcher, and that is
For anybody that would like to go get
going to
one.
be a Wakayakam ball.
Hustle in there.
So I just heard over the PA that there's free hot dogs, and so I'm not getting pizza and I'm not getting hot dogs tonight. I tell you what, I get big time by a PA announcer last week, and now I don't get any food from this one this week. I don't know what's going on.
Well, how about you just like be better?
I want to eat. I'm getting hungry.
Too bad. There's food at home.
I know. Under a minute to go in the ball game. 54-12 is the score. Ball's going to be marked just outside the 5-yard line here.
Just take a knee.
Yep. Mules take a couple of knees to end the ball game, and that's going to do it. We'll check in with Madison here as soon as she can track down head coach Brent Washy. And so clock ticking, and it's just going to run down to zeros here. So the final score tonight, 54-12. Wakayakam with the victory. They go to 3-3 on the season. Hyaks fall to 1-5. We'll be right back here next Friday night as Sound Christian comes to town. And again, that's another Jekyll and Hyde team. 1 week they win 44-0, the next week they lose 44-0. So we will see what the Lions have to offer next week. And it's been a long time since the Hyaks and Lions have got together. So as we were talking about all night, the Hyaks cheerleaders got their uniforms. It's taken some doing, and Jesse Patton has taken over as coach of the cheerleaders and done a wonderful job so far this season. Hyaks did some good things tonight, Noah. They moved the ball, they ran the ball. I'm having a slice.
I have to.
Yeah, we're having a slice. Okay.
I'll leave these other two here for you guys.
I know.
Oh my
thank
God,
you.
thank you.
We're not supposed to chew with our mouths, mouths open, but here we go. Finally, some pizza.
Are you eating it now?
This is such bad broadcasting form. It's not funny.
I'm not eating it yet. That's what dude.
All right, take a bite and I'll talk, and then we'll alternate. All right. So both teams, midfield, shaking hands, doing all that stuff. And so my buddy Sal comes all the way up to Washington from Tijuana, Mexico. So that was a nice surprise. We had him on in the halftime show. His second appearance on KOSW. Hyaks coming off the field. Wakayakam heading to the end zone to celebrate their victory. They were a 500 team a year ago, despite quarterback Zachary Carlson, and they're a 500 team again this year. A lot of football left to be played between now and the end of the season.
This is the worst broadcaster etiquette of all time.
Don't get any sauce on the microphone.
No, I don't plan on it.
All right.
Don't plan on it.
So Hyaks are at midfield. I know. Madison will save you a slice.
I was about to say, can you two knock it off? I'm hungry down here,
there's
too.
2 slices right here. You'll be good.
We're saving you a slice. We got you. Got to take care of our intrepid sideline reporter. Best sideline reporter in Washington State. What? All right. Madison is with head coach Brent Washy. Let's go down to Madison.
All right, Washi, that was a tough game. How are you feeling? I'll start with there.
We started off okay. We had big issues in our defensive secondary that we have to address going into this second stretch of the season. We got 4 winnable ball games and an opportunity to close the season off right. But we've got to fix glaring issues.
Next week is our homecoming game. How are you preparing for that game?
Well, you know, we're playing a sound Christian team that's coming on strong. You know, they run that fly sweep offense, and so I'm excited. Like I said, it's a game that if we can eliminate the coverage errors and the turnovers, that you know we should be able to give this crowd something to cheer for. We've got to eliminate the mistakes, though.
All right, we have a player of the night. I want to know, what is your personal choice?
You know, I think Parker Johnson. He broke a big run. He did a hell of a job. You know, just continuing to lead. I thought Malik Jackson out there defensively was just trying to be a leader and trying to get after it there. I was pretty proud of him. You know, all in all, like I said, definitely not our best night. I feel like we just made it through the hardest, the meat of our season, and so looking forward to getting to this second portion.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Any last things you'd like to say for the night?
No, like I said, just closing this chapter, and we'll get ready for Sound Christian tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you as always. You have a wonderful rest of your night.
All right, Madison, there's our KOSW player of the game, Gavin Stevens. Second award for him. And not to discount what Coach Washi was saying about those players, Parker Johnson, Malik Jackson, and others, but Gavin seems to pop every time he's on the field, making plays all over the place.
All right. Can you hear me up there?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, just double checking. All right, I got Gavin with me again. How do you feel being a two-time on the radio station?
Good. It's cool. Gotta play a new position today. Gotta play defense. It's fun.
How are you liking that? Like, what more have you done compared to the last couple games?
Just defense in general. I didn't play defense this is the first game I played defense, so it's cool to be on both sides of the ball, I guess.
If there was a position you'd want to play, what would it be?
I feel like I'm good with my positions because he kind of lets us choose like what he thinks we're good at and what he thinks we're gonna like excel at, I guess. So I feel like I'm fine with my spot.
So every time you were in the ball game tonight, you always had an impact on the play. How, like, having different perspectives from on the stands and from the radio station, how do you feel knowing that you made such an impact that you're on here again tonight?
It's cool. It's good to be a part of the team. You know, just glad I could help the team, even though we lost. You know, still played hard, had a good time.
All right. Anything else you want to say tonight? All right. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night. You played hard. Back to you, Jerry.
Thank you. Congratulations to Gavin Stevens, a first two-time winner of the KOSW Player of the Game Award. Again, Noah impact the game in every aspect. Offense, defense, special teams. When he's not returning kicks, he's throwing blocks. He's out there affecting plays on defense now. First time playing defense. He had a fumble recovery. He made a nice stop on a broken play. So Gavin Stevens doing all the things, and senior, and good to see him coming to the team late, but still making an impact.
I'll always talk about Gavin. I will always interrupt pizza by talking about Gavin Stevens. Now, he's just been a great, aspect to the team. Senior, making a lot of plays in the passing game, doing a lot of different things on defense, special teams. He's just, there should be a new position out on the field. I know what it's going to be called. It's called the Gavin Stevens. The GS.
Right, the GS. I can't even. The guy's a magnet, right? He's always around the ball, always around the play, makes the right play.
Yes.
It's a natural football IQ, right? All right, so final score. Who cares at this point?
It doesn't matter.
No, we know what we already said it. Hyak's on the wrong end of the score tonight. They go to 1-5. Wakayakum goes to 3-3 on the season, and tonight's presentation of North Beach Hyak's High School football is a presentation of the North Beach Sports Network with Jerry Knack, Noah Knack, and Madison Crooks. Daryl Prouse is our executive television producer. Operations manager Trey Smith is our KOSW in-studio engineer. Papa B. Butch Larson is our radio programming director. Next week, we'll be right back here at Ocean Shores, Washington, as the North Beach Hyaks host the Sound Christian Lions on homecoming and senior night next Friday. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. with the pregame show, hopefully at 6:30, because senior night festivities start at 6:40. Join us, won't you? Once again, the Hyaks fall to the Mules here at Lieutenant Jim Davis Field at North Beach High School in Ocean Shores. From all of us here at North Beach Sports Network, have a great night.